I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, main man, Uncle Freezie. And welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive, the premier Knicks in the Morning show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me tighten up some stuff. Let me do that and that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. You can just put it right here. Right? Thank you, Miss Mocha. Thank you, Miss Mocha. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? JJ in the building. What's happening? My guy JJ. What's good, man? JJ, man, we gonna mess around. Our Mets, just on a Mets note, bro. I think we're gonna get Juan Soto and Ohtani and the pitcher Corbin Burns, and get a real third baseman, bro. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that's our plan for the winner. Bo Ismail is in the building. Hey, and yo, JJ says, when we having the Jalen Duren talk? Hey, man. I'm just saying. Right? I'm just saying. I'm trying to have a faith in the front office, that the front office knows what they're doing. Like Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo and those players, Ryan Arcidiacono, Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, all those players are probably better than Jalen Duren. Trading away Obi. Trading away Obi and, drafting Obi and instead of Desmond Bain and all those. Listen, the front office has a plan. Everything is not about statistics, man. Sometimes, it's chemistry is. I'm trying to find a way to justify some of this stuff. I don't know the inner workings of everything. I'm just a guy on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, things do look kind of Keith Turner is in the building. Yeah, trading away Jalen Duren so that we'll have cap space for Jalen Brunson. Trading away that terrible Nerlens Noel contract. Oh, we didn't have to pay Nerlens Noel, bro. We paid Nerlens Noel, and then he sat out the whole year on the bench. That frustrated me. That frustrated me, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching Nerlens Noel in street clothes and not knowing why he was in street clothes frustrated me. I knew at the end of that season he was gone. I knew it. I knew it. I knew Nerlens Noel was gone as soon as I knew. As a matter of fact, I think Nerlens Noel may be out of the league. Dripmore is in the building. I think Nerlens Noel may be out of the league, man. I ain't seen Nerlens Noel since he got paid. Dripmore is in the building. Keith Turner, what's good? Yeah, that midnight lounge conversation did kind of get a little crazy. It did get kind of crazy. Yo, Blue Diamond Jim is in the building. What's good? Blue Diamond Gems is in the building. My guy Keith Turner is in the building. Keith Turner is probably somewhere hanging out of a helicopter with one hand on the helicopter blade and the other hand on the cigarette, saving the world. Every time I see Keith Turner, I think Tom Cruise, man. And Keith Turner, respect Keith Turner, respect. I say that with love and respect, brother. I say that with love and respect. You know what I'm saying? I say that with love and respect. Yo, Kevin Taylor's in the building. Kev Taylor says he has nobody on the bench pushing them for minutes. Coach Tibbs take him out the game for not hustling while playing intelligently. Shots. Somebody's throwing shots. Okay. Shots fired. Shots fired. Top Notch T is in the building. Our guy, one of the day ones. Top Notch T, one of the day ones in the building. Salute to and listen, salute to all the day ones in Knicks universe, man. When I see y'all names, I try to shout y'all out. I know y'all don't get shouted out enough, but I just can't sit here and say Top Notch T, Top Notch T, Top Notch T, Top Notch T. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Top Notch T in the building. You know what I'm saying? Our future media is in the building. What's good? Our future media, another day one. It's good to have y'all here. Sorry about being late, man. Had some things run over. Had some personal things to attend to. My intention was to be here at 9. Had some things run over. Got some stuff going on. So I'm here a little later, but we gonna rock the party anyway. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Salute to the son of the legend, Kerry Cox. That's my guy right there. That's my guy right there. Don't nobody tell the truth like Kerry Cox. Don't nobody tell the truth like Kerry Cox. Kerry Cox gonna lay the truth out there. You just go like, you ain't got no other choice but to accept it. You're like, oh, okay, all right. I ain't gonna fight this one. I'm gonna just let it. You know what I'm saying? David L in the building. David L, what's good? Hey, he says Vroom shot selection is poor like Chuck's. Yep. Yeah, I got Sherwin is in the building. Sherwin, what's good, man? One of the sages of Knicks universe, man. I see you out here, Sherwin. One of the sages. Okay, I got you. Side people is in the building, man. It's good. It's good having everybody here. What I want to do, and y'all know how I am. Y'all know it sounds like I counter and flip-flop on stuff, but what I actually do is hold people accountable, right? Just because I love you, don't mean you can get away with anything, right? If we could sit up here and criticize Josh Hart, we could criticize anybody. If we could sit up here and criticize Quentin Grimes, we could criticize anybody. Just be fair, right? Just be fair. Just like we praise anybody, like how I'm praising RJ Barrett now. Last year, I was super critical of RJ. But y'all know I'm the #1 RJ Barrett fan, period. Right? And just because I love him, don't mean I'll turn a blind eye to things that need to be pointed out. The older you get, the more you realize, you know, when you love somebody, you hold them accountable, right? So, and not in a mean way, not in a vindictive way. You just point out stuff that need improvement, right? You just point out stuff that need improvement. And for that reason, I got to get on Julius Randle. For that reason, I have to get on Randle. And not because I dislike Randle, because y'all know I used to throw my body on the line for Randle when everybody was trying, well, not everybody, but when a lot of people was trying to run him out of town, I was laying myself on the chopping block for Randle. Right? But when you look at these numbers, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you look at these numbers, you're gonna be like, yo, there is no, where is it? When you look at these numbers, there's really no excuse for an all-star to have numbers like this. Sherwin, I got him too. IQ also. I got Emmanuel quickly also, but these numbers here that you see on the screen, there is no excuse. Now, mind you, I'm criticizing his shooting. I'm not criticizing anything. Well, and turnovers. I'm going to criticize the shooting and the turnovers. The other things I felt like he did, relatively Randle stuff. Excuse me. I'm here to tell y'all, man, the Knicks cannot survive. The Knicks are not a playoff team. The Knicks can't be a playoff team with their best player shooting 27.7% from the floor. Right? Just can't. The Knicks will not be a playoff team with Randle shooting 60% from the free throw line. It just can't happen. It just can't. Appreciate Antisocial holding us down on social media. Antisocial, like guy. When y'all see AC, when y'all see Antisocial, man, show him some love because he is just as important as the guy that you see rocking the microphone when it comes to holding us down on social media. And so Sherwin says, Randle is struggling for 3 games. Right, but no, it's not. There's levels to this. Let me, I want y'all to see my face, man. It's levels to this. There are levels to this. There's levels to it. Right? If Randle's shots were in and out, around the rim and out, right? If they were short, front iron. Every shot is just front iron, front iron, front iron. Right? Right? If Randle's shots were waved off because of an offensive turnover, that's one thing. But Randle's shots are not around, down, and out. Randle's shots are not short consistently where you could say, well, maybe he's just rusty. You know what I'm saying? No. Randle's shots are not off left to right where you could say big man is still recovering from the postseason or the offseason surgery. Randle's shots look bad. Randle's shots look bad. And they don't look bad in a man, something's maybe he's got a hitch in his giddy up. They look RJ Barrett year 3 bad. Right? Off left one possession, off right one another possession, bad shot selection on this shot. Didn't read the defense here. It looks like that. And this is my guy. Y'all know I love Randle. Y'all know, y'all know I love RJ Randle and Quickly, right? Y'all know that. And I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all can hear me speak about these guys every show. Every show, I'm talking about Randle, RJ, Quickly, what they provide. Not that I don't like everybody else. I do like everybody else. Right? And I try to be fair to everyone else. Kenny Payne says, "Love, you're stabbing him in the back." No, you got to grow up. Kenny Payne, you got to grow up and be an adult. You know what I'm saying? I just said that when you love somebody, you hold them accountable. Kenny Payne, hey, Kenny Payne, did you have 2 honey buns this morning? Kenny Payne had 2 honey buns this morning, bro. You gotta 1 honey bun at the vending machine is enough. It's probably too much. And Kenny Payne says, Randle does not hustle back on defense after making turnovers. Well, maybe once in a blue moon. Nah, no, that's not what I'm not talking about any of that other stuff. I'm merely speaking to the field goals, his field goal attempts. Kenny Payne out here on 3 honey buns. Bro, you know that sugar get to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? and Kev Turner says, Randle, oh, that's what he okay, that's what he responded to. Okay. I got you. I tied them together now. What I'm saying is clearly something is going on with Randle's shot and shot selection. Right? I'm not calling him a bad person. I'm not saying he's out of shape. I'm not saying he's having a melt. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm merely pointing out field goal attempts and turnovers. This is what I want to talk about. Right. Randle's shot. The give you an example. Randle had in the game against Boston, Randle had Drew Holiday in the post 4 different times, right? From about 12 feet, right? So instead of backing him down and taking that 12-footer over a smaller defender, Randle tried to go by Drew Holiday, who's a great defender, by the way. Just because he's short doesn't mean he's not a great defender. Doesn't mean he's not strong. Right? with Drew Holiday on Randle, I'm asking Randle to turn around and shoot over the top of Drew Holiday. And people that criticize will say, that's a terrible shot. Nobody shoots the mid-range anymore. Right, except Jason Tatum doing the same thing over Quentin Grimes. Except Jason Tatum doing the same thing over Quentin Grimes. The height advantage is so stark that you just take advantage of that. In my mind. Clearly, Randle's confidence is low. I don't know why it is, but you could tell it's confidence because okay, give you another example. In the Atlanta game, he did his patented rip through at the free throw line, jump in the air clutch to get the shot up. Right? And those shots were off. And usually for him, that's his bread and butter. That's his bread and butter. That free throw rip through where he gets fouled on it a lot. That's his bread and butter. Against Atlanta, it looked suspect. And this is our guy. I think Randle, personally, I think Julius Randle is a key piece to the Knicks winning an NBA championship. That's my belief. I'm not saying he's the main guy. I said key piece. I don't think he's the main guy, but I think he'll be a key piece to a championship for the Knicks. Right? But Randle's shot is off, and you can tell in his body language that something is amiss. No pun intended. Okay. No pun intended. And it's not like he's not getting the shots he usually wants. I believe he's getting the shots he usually wants. I think something is awry. And I'll open up the conversation for factors that may have Julius Randle off offensively. I mean, shooting wise, because he's not off offensively, right? Offensively, he's not off, right? He's hitting guys. You know, his assist total is way up. I think he's averaging more assists now. This is the most assists he's averaged for his career. I think he's at 6.7. And I can see that number getting to around 8 assists. If Randle keeps playing like this, I can see those assists. I can see Randle averaging 12, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. But the shot's not going. G. Robinson says, can it be due to him having to switch up his offseason routine due to injury? That may be the case. That may be the case. But these shots that Randle have been missing are like go-to shots. And he's not missing these go-to shots. They're not around and down. You know what I'm saying? They're not like back iron, you know, a little bit too strong. I got to get in the flow of the game. These are bad misses. These are bad misses. There's something going on with Randle, and I don't necessarily know if it's all shot selection I think that may be part of it. I don't believe so. So here are some things I'm just going to cross out. I don't think the league has caught up to Julius Randle, right? Because Julius Randle has been this player right here for about 5 seasons, 6 seasons. Julius Randle has been this player for about 6 seasons. So I don't think it's the NBA has caught up to Randle. No, see, cross that out. Because he balled his year in New Orleans. He balled his first year with the Knicks. Second year, he made the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? So we know what Randle is at this point, and the league can't stop it. Julius Randle is a 20-10 guy with passing upside. I want to scratch another thing off the I want to take another thing off the table. I don't think Randle is old. I don't think the wear and tear of the NBA has caught up to Randle. Right? That's one of those things I was thinking about the other night. I was like, man, Zion manhandled Randle. Right? I don't think it's a it's an old man river thing. I think it's a base thing. I think his base, something's going on with Randle's base where Randle's not a dancing bear anymore right now, anyways. Jerry Fitz is in the building. What's good, man? Jerry Fitz says, this was a scheduled loss, the Knicks' third game in 3 nights. Well, actually, it's the third game in 4 nights, but I get you. Road game. Pelicans' first game in 3 days. Most NBA teams lose these kind of games. Randle, Brunson were off. I don't worry about these two. No. Hey, Jerry Fitz, no, that's not what I'm talking about, right? Right? That's not what I'm talking about. Because he was 4-15 in that game, right? But before that game, Julius Randle was 9 of 32 from the floor. Before that game, Julius Randle was 9 of 32 from the floor from a power forward. Power forwards can't go 9 of 32 from the floor. They just can't. You just can't allow it to happen. And I got you, Jerry Fitz. I got you. I saw you. Hey, I caught it. I saw it, and I knew what you were talking about, bro. I kind of know you a little bit, man. I kind of know what kind of vibe you on. So I just interjected in there to correct it. So yeah, it wasn't nothing petty. Wiz says Randle could be second guessing himself while taking his shot because he started watching film and now is overthinking, which affects one's shooting mentality. Wiz, that could be it. Ella, hey, you beat me to the point. I was Randle. Juju, you may have to grow your hair back. That's one of the things. Ella beat me to it. I was going to talk about that in a few minutes, right? But Ella beat me to it. I guess the more that we hang out around each other, the more we kind of think alike. And JJ says, I'm not sure it's going to get much better versus Mobley next 2 games. Yeah. And that's for everybody. Bully is in the building. My guy, my brother. The number 1 or the number 2 Julius Randle lover in the whole wide world. man, Bully loves some Randle. I'm joking, of course, man. I'm joking with my guy, man. Bully, that's our guy, bro. Bully, that's our brother, man. Love you, Doc. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't know if it's that for sure, but I do know it's probably there's something going on that we have to figure out with Randle. We got to get Randle right. This team is not, and I repeat, not a playoff team with Randle off. This team is a playoff team with everyone firing on all cylinders. Right? This team is a playoff team if everyone is firing on all cylinders. There is if one person if Brunson is off and Randle is off, we're not a playoff team. And no disrespect to the other players either, right? But Randle and Brunson have proven that they can rock in this league. They've proven it. So, how do we get from there to where we want Randle to be? Knock down your free throws. Hey, okay. Salute, salute. Hey, Dominica is in the building. Okay, okay. I see you, Mr. Junior. Okay. Dominicana is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Okay. Shout out to our people in Dominicana. Okay. All right. Oh, Dominica. Dominica. I'm sorry. And he says Randle is free to slack out. Why you say Obi's gone? Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I don't feel like it's Obi related. I think that might be um 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 I think there are other factors. Because Randall balled without Obi being a threat. So I'm gonna say this, everybody, and this may be a linchpin point. This may be a linchpin point, right? Right. Personally, I think Randall is struggling. I think Randall is struggling shooting because of Tom Thibodeau's new offense. The wrinkles. The same offense that features RJ does the opposite for Randall. The same offense that features RJ diminishes Randall. And listen, and I know everyone is not a basketball junkie. I know most people just want to watch the game. They don't want to watch all the nuances and minutia of a game. They don't care about how RJ gets open. They just see him open. And if that's how you feel, that's okay. But what I'm going to say to everybody is I think Randall's getting acclimated to a new role. Now, what does that have to do with him shooting the basketball? Comfort level. See, because the thing is, and I think a lot of us know it, it's hard for an NBA offense to feature a Julius Randle and an RJ Barrett at the same time. It's hard for a modern NBA offense to feature an RJ Barrett skill set and a Julius Randle skill set. It's just tough. Because in the grand scheme of things, when you look at RJ, most nights he looks like a shrunken down version of Julius Randle. RJ Barrett at times looks like a shrunken down version of Julius Randle. That's why it's easy for RJ to be the second unit power forward. So if you notice, just think about this. Okay, just think about this, right? The other team makes a basket. On your TV screen, you see Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson down court by themselves. Mitchell Robinson takes the ball out. No other player is in sight, right? No other player is in sight. Jalen Brunson is tasked with bringing the ball up the floor, right? His backcourt mate, Quentin Grimes, on most nights should be back there helping him just in case a team decides to trap, right? But the Knicks don't do that. And just bear with me on it. Just hear me out on this. The reason why Grimes is not back there is because RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes sprint to the other end of the floor in the deep corner to get the offense started. Right? And once Brunson crosses half, right? Quentin Grimes is going to screen for RJ Barrett and slide to the corner. RJ Barrett is going to get a screen from Randle to catch the ball on the run, headed to the rim. If nothing is there, right? If RJ can't get a shot up in the paint, Brunson is in that fold corner, or the corner where RJ can kick it out to him, right? Brunson for three, right? If nothing is there, they pass the ball back up to Julius Randle at the top of the key, right? Now Julius Randle is operating at the top of the key, right? Grimes is still posted up in that corner that he went to at the beginning of the play. Y'all know the corner I'm talking about. I don't have to get into detail about that. Y'all know the corner that I'm talking about that Quentin Grimes will be in, right? But if something is there with RJ turns that corner. If his shot's not there, he may throw a lob to Mitchell Robinson, right? You see how this works? So the top three players on the team, Brunson, Randle, RJ, touch it initially to see what they can exploit by us on a set defense. That's why this season, y'all have, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, But you don't see RJ Barrett calling for Mitchell Robinson to set a screen at 30 feet so he can get a running start at the rim. Every time you see RJ try to do that, like get back in that mindset, everybody is screaming, no! And he'll stop. And the example I'll give is the Celtics game when RJ Barrett was guarded by Luke Cornett on the perimeter. And RJ was going to back up to pull Luke Cornett out. And everybody screamed no at RJ. And RJ stopped and then sauced Luke Cornett up and tried to get a shot up. Does this mean that Julius Randle, and this is a fan's term, right? Does this mean Julius Randle is the number 3 option? No. Because all NBA teams run different sets all game long. Sometimes coaches let them play. If the team needs a basket, they'll call a play. Like they'll call pistol 5 or something. They'll call zoom off the wing or double zoom where both wings do both corners do the same thing. That's the reason why. And for those and I don't want to talk super basketball-y, but the reason why Kristaps Porzingis was wide open all night against us is because they ran zoom off both wings, and Mitchell Robinson couldn't cheat on one side or the other. And if he did, if he cheated for a second, they'll kick it to Porzingis for a wide open 3. Not to sound too basketball-y, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, all we want to do is enjoy the game, right? We don't care about how they get the shots. We just care that they get shots. But what this new offense has led to, in my mind, is the disappearance of Quentin Grimes and Julius Randle getting accustomed to a new role. Not a lesser role. In my mind, a more prominent role. But they put him in this role right? Julius Randle in this role commits less turnovers. And I already know what people are going to say. Oh, man, Randle, he was a turnover machine. No, but before that last game where he committed 8 turnovers, Randle had 3 turnovers in 2 games. A turnover and a half. That's about what you expect from an NBA player. This last game against New Orleans, when the referees were calling everybody for travel, everybody was getting called for travel in that game. They got Randle 3 times for travel in that game. So what I'm saying to everybody is this. Randle and Grimes have to figure it out. The coaching staff, even though we don't want to give the coaching staff any credit, the coaching staff, for the most part, I'm going to say about 85% of the time, don't run that stupid 3-man weave at the top of the key. Y'all know what it is. 3-man weave at the top of the key. Bring Mitchell Robinson up to set a screen up high for Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson probes the paint for his shot. Nothing's there. He kicks it back out to RJ. RJ does the entry post to Randle on a small defender, right? With 8 seconds left on the shot clock. And people are like, Randle, ISO too much. No, they ran a stupid offense that couldn't create a shot. With 8 seconds left, they give it to one of their best shot makers to create offense. If you want to talk about somebody that ISOs and doesn't pass, I think the number one culprit is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the number one culprit. In the Celtics game, we saw, and we were calling it live, and for those that were there in the chat, I think Kerry Cox and Nick Yak and some others, Jalen Brunson stared Grimes in the eyes like this and wouldn't pass him the ball. He was wide open. That man was so wide open, he could have started a campfire, and Brunson didn't pass it to him. So what do you do if you're the Knicks coaching staff? If you're the Knicks coaching staff, you have to continue this course of action and hope that Randle gets it together. You got to continue this course of action and hope Randle gets it together. Randle is the best player on the roster. So if anybody can overcome a challenge, it's him. You don't want to put somebody who a lesser player in a situation where they have to overcome challenges when they're still not even able to be a all-star level NBA player. David L, I agree with you. The flex cut and double screen Tibbs use very light, especially the double screen. Right? The double screen can get RJ Barrett layups at the rim all night long. Right? All night long. If you put and for those that don't know, is the double screen is a play that Kevin Love and Jimmy Butler ran last year against us in the playoffs, where Kevin Love was at the top of the key as a threat to shoot threes. And Jimmy Butler came in behind the first screener and pinned Josh Hart at the rim. And now you got a 6'7", 230-pound guy deep in the post against a 6'5", 215 guy. Rail is in the building. Salute to Rail and King Kai. We Talk Mavs is in the building. Salute to my brethren. Salute. Jerry Fitz says Grimes may get more shots with the second unit. I trust Tibbs to figure this IQ Dante Grimes thing out. If Grimes keeps starting, let's go Grimes. Let's hope so. Personally, I think it's more of a Grimes has to figure it out thing as opposed to a Tibbs figure it out thing. Because Tibbs has him in a position to get shots and to create off the bounce for others. But it's on Grimes to start to be assertive. Grimes has to be assertive. Right? You don't ever have to ask Emmanuel Quickly to shoot. You don't ever have to ask Jalen Brunson to shoot. You don't ever have to ask Julius Randle to shoot. You don't ever have to ask Quickly, RJ, Brunson, Randle to shoot. They shoot it. You don't ever have to ask Mitchell Robinson to shoot it off an offensive rebound. Either he'll shoot it, he'll try to dunk it. If it's not there, he'll pass it out. But Grimes, on the other hand, has to be more assertive. He's got to be more assertive. That's not a fan thing, a coach thing, a scheme thing, an opponent thing. That's all up here for Grimes. And Kerry Cox says, second unit of IQ and Grimes sounds really good in theory. In theory, it does. And in my mind, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna sound wild OD, right? But I think Quentin Grimes is the starter going forward, period. No questions asked, right? But if Grimes is not the starter, you got to trade him. You got to get him out of here. Right? Because you need offense off the bench. You need offense off the bench. Right? You already have defense off the bench with DiVincenzo, Quickly, Hart, even Deuce. I think Quentin Grimes is a starter in this league. A starter. Right? Personally, I don't want to talk about Grimes coming off the bench. I respect everybody's opinion. I think Grimes is a starter. But if they send that man to the bench and crush that man confidence, I think you got to get him out of here. And Grimes Hive, listen to what I'm saying. Because I know the Grimes Hive, they get stirred up relatively quickly. No pun intended. I think Quentin Grimes is a starter. If you put that young man on the bench and ruin his confidence, I think you got to trade him. Because to me, it'll be like the Obi Toppin thing all over again. You bring in 1,000 guys to play in front of Obi. Obi never gets the chance to do blah, 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 blah. Y'all know the story. Y'all love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Kevin Knox theory. The Obi thing. And if you put Grimes in that same category, I think you got to trade him. Trade him while his value's high. Don't trade him for 2 second-round picks. Don't include him in a Cam Reddish trade. If you feel like he's not a starter, let that man go somewhere and start for another NBA team. And I know that sounds like a conflict, right? Like, nah, man, he young. You know what I'm saying? He young, man. No. Josh Hart is here for 5 years. DiVincenzo is here for 4 years, right? Brunson is here for 3 more years, and he going to get extended. RJ is here for 3 more years after this one. If you ruin that man confidence, another young player, if you take another young player off the bench and ruin that man confidence, what it's going to look like is the Knicks can't develop young talent. You got to keep Grimes in the lineup. You got to keep Grimes in the lineup. You got to keep Grimes in the lineup, man, and let him grow as an NBA player. Let him develop. Sherwin says Grimes is not in the Knox and Obi category. No, not right now. No, of course not. Sherwin, y'all got to listen to what I be saying, bro. Y'all be taking snippets. I never said he was in the Grimes and Knox category. I said if you bench him and ruin that man's confidence, now you trying to put him in that Knox and Obi category. Anybody else hear me say that? Anybody else hear me say that, y'all? I never said Grimes, as is right now, is in the Kevin Knox and Obi category. I said if you bench him and ruin his confidence, then he'll be in that Knox and Obi category. Keith Turner says Tibbs already. Oh man, see. Yeah, I didn't want to have. Oh, sure. Say okay, all right, okay, all right. If you bench Grimes, where does he fit in? Right. Think about this. If you send Grimes to the bench, what's he going to do on the second unit? He's not a point guard. So point guard minutes are out, right? And say Josh Hart starts. Say Josh Hart starts. Well, they probably won't start Josh Hart. They'll say DiVincenzo starts over Grimes, right? Now you have a second unit of Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Yeah, I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all. I think Quentin Grimes is a where's the Grimes Hive at? Grimes Hive, where y'all at? Yo, Grimes Hive, stand up for y'all, man. Yeah, sometimes I'll be in Target and my phone will be buzzing. Like, I know, like, I'll be in Target just browsing or something, and my phone will be buzzing. It just like 10 people. Why you hate Quentin Grimes? Why you be calling him a ham sandwich? And I be like, y'all relax, bro. I'm just in Target buying snacks. No, you can't buy snacks out of Target because you said Grimes was a ham sandwich. What I'm saying to y'all is, and I say this every time Grimes' name comes up. I think Quentin Grimes, in due time, will have a Paul George, Kawhi Leonard type impact on this team. On this team, not around the NBA, on this team. Building Block says Grimes never had a huge hive. Right. Grimes never had a huge hive? Okay. Keith Turner says Grimes' hive is small. Okay. Say what y'all will. Building Block says Kawhi Leonard and PG are the best players on their team. Yeah. But Building Blocks, what I'm saying is how did they look at age 23? How did they look at age 24? Let's not get in a rocket. Like, let's not take off for Mars, man. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying? We got to relax. Right? That's like that. If I say Anthony Edwards is going to have a Michael Jordan type impact for the Minnesota Timberwolves, we got to relax, bro. We're not talking about 6-ring, 1,000-time league MVP, best player on the planet that ever existed, Mike. We talking about same age Mike and Anthony Edwards. We got to relax. We got to relax, y'all. Calm down. I see people making paper airplanes already. People out here making paper airplanes and spitballs already. We got to relax. Juan B says Kawhi won a Finals MVP as a young guy, and yeah, and right, I agree with you. But he was also not the main reason why they got to the NBA Finals. He also had probably the greatest coach that has ever existed. Probably 3 Hall of Famers around him. We got to look at things in context. If Julius Randle was Tim Duncan and Jalen Brunson was Tony Parker and RJ Barrett was Manu Ginobili or somebody, Danny Green or somebody, whoever, and Grimes just played defense and knocked down shots, would you not say that Grimes had a great? Let's just keep it in context. Kerry Cox says, Knicks Hive, would y'all be willing to trade Grimes for Obi Toppin in December? Straight up. For Obi? Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie, what's good, my man? My man Jay Boogie in the building. Jay Boogie says, how much more time these guys need? They get all the playing time in the world to develop. Sooner or later, you got to get it yourself. And if you can't, you might not have it. I'm done making excuses. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Shout out to my man Jay Boogie. Jerry Fitz says Grimes at 23. So give him time. But RJ has played only 3 NBA games at 23 years old, and he gets smoked 24/7. Now, I'm not saying that Jerry Fitz came in swinging, but I will say Jerry Fitz is taking on all challenges. Let me just say it that way. I'm not saying that Jerry Fitz kicked in the door swinging. All I'm saying is he taking on all challenges. Andrew Collinger says Pacers are in first in the East with Obi as their starting power forward. Let me see what Obi's doing. What is Obi any good? Is Obi Toppin any good? Let me see if Obi's any good. Mind you, it's early. BT, what's good, mate?
Salute. Afternoon.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, and you?
I'm scratching and surviving, brother.
It sounds like you about to get ready to get rid of Randle.
Me? No. I ain't. No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. About Randle? No, I'm not saying that.
I honestly think he's just off. Don't get me wrong. He's still, if you notice, his shots are still the same. He's just missing. I'm not making any excuses for him. He's just off. Because if he had
Right.
made most of those shots and not make those turnovers like he did with Atlanta the last few games, like if he actually stopped with the turnovers, nobody would be saying nothing. But it's okay. It's the beginning of the season.
Oh my God, Knicks fans, if y'all don't stop, oh my God. Guess what I'm looking at right now?
Obi Toppin trades?
I'm looking at Obi Toppin numbers. Knicks fans, we gotta relax.
I don't understand that. Why would we get rid of someone to bring him back? That has never worked for us. And Toppin of all people, like, I'm sorry, just because he gets into Toppin is good in transition when it's a fast break, but that's it. If that's the only thing you have, then he's not really a skill set. And that's where we seem to be doing better without him. Because that's where we score most of our points in transition, more than like 6 or 7 passes, getting those extra passes, constant ball movement. You can't play like that with Toppin.
Yeah, yeah. Two things. So Li 1 is right. Man, we're only 1 and 2, man. We gotta relax, right? Okay. We gotta calm down, everybody. The conversation was never centered around the initial conversation was not centered around that the Knicks are bad. the initial speaking point was Julius Randle's shot is off, right?
Yep.
And we morphed into a Quentin Grimes off the bench scenario, which I don't agree with. And somehow Obi Toppin has interjected into the conversation. And I want to show everybody this about Obi, right? Because at some point you got to trust the front office, right? At some point you got to trust the front office, right? Do I agree with everything they do? Hell no. And I ain't about to suck up to them either, right? That ain't me. That ain't me. I ain't no. No. But what I will say is when anybody is trying to straighten something out, you got to give them time. And so what I'm gonna say about Obi Toppin, for all the lovers of Obi Toppin, Obi is getting 18 and a half minutes a game. He's shooting 43% from the floor, 33% from three. Obi Toppin is averaging 7.5 points a game. That's about what he did when he came off our bench. Obi Toppin is not the answer.
He's starting in Indiana, is he?
Yeah, in name only. Yep. He's a starter in that only, but he is not a factor on Indiana. The whole Obi Toppin thing makes me, man, I don't even want to talk about another team's players, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like what the Knicks have. Sure, could the Knicks go out and get a difference maker? Absolutely. Obi Toppin is not a difference maker. Obi's not.
I want Herb Jones so bad, man. Herb Jones or Nazir Reed. I wanted one of those two, but it is what it is. We got what we got. But it ain't just Randle too, though. It's like if you notice, RJ's actually playing pretty well, which is a
Yeah.
surprise in the beginning of the season, and Brunson's off.
Right. Right.
So it's like, what are we really expecting? Brunson now is probably going to have 10 games where he's out of it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Brunson has been struggling since the preseason. And we have like a recency thing that we don't address. Like we're like, oh man, the preseason don't count, blah blah blah. Jalen Brunson was struggling in the preseason. Randle was struggling in the preseason. Right? And
Mm-hmm.
now the regular season is here and they're still struggling.
Yep. I just think that Randall need to stop squaring off to the basket and then doing this pull up. Like he'll get the ball on the post, spin, square up, do his little fake, and then take the shot. Nah, don't do all of that. Get the ball on the post, 1, 2 spin moves, get it going. Try to get closer to the basket when you're calling for the ball. Little things like that. But I got to give him credit, though. He's leading in rebounds and assists. I'm really impressed with that. Like, if his shot was making it, nobody would be saying nothing. Like, seriously.
Right.
Even with the turnovers.
Right. Right. And Building Block says, is Brunson tired or are teams scheming for him better?
Both.
I I I disagree with it. I think it's more of the new offense thing that Tibbs has instituted to get others more better looks. Like RJ is getting better looks quickly. Hart, DiVincenzo
Right.
are getting better looks, and the star players are adjusting to the new offense. It takes time.
That's what the offseason was for. We could have used that time for that, using Brunson instead of in FIBA. But again, we shall see. It's only 3 games in the season.
Right.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think he needed to be with us because that was a time for him to actually step on the court and control and conduct. But we'll see. Maybe he's just having some bad butterflies or something from FIBA.
Possibly.
Like he's like, oh, I'm
Possibly.
so used to the ball and all this other stuff, and he's feeling some type of way. But he'll be all right.
Right. Right. I think in due time the Knicks will be right I really don't want to entertain the Grimes to the bench thing.
Yeah.
I think that's knee jerk.
I actually like how it is with the when they started off with Grimes, RJ, Randle, Mitchell, and Mitchell's doing nasty on them boards. He's getting like what he's averaged like what 11 or 12 boards a game. That's actually I'm impressed. Him and Randle.
Right.
So for me, it's like I think RJ's doing his thing. Let RJ do what he's doing. We just need Brunson and Randle to figure out their shot selection.
Right.
King Ribby,
Good
what's up?
after, good afternoon, Freezie.
Spread love is the Brooklyn way. What's good? Shout out to the greatest borough to ever be created,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York.
It's Bronx. Bronx. Where you think hip hop come from?
Oh my God.
Brooklyn.
Bronx.
Okay. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you know what's so crazy? Oh yeah, shout out to Brian too. I forgot about you too. I be seeing you on Players Choice too.
Yeah, they
Repping
stay
the Knicks
hating
too.
on
I
me.
forgot about you. That's
They
that's
stay
that,
hating
that's a
on
fact
me.
though.
On
Yeah,
Players
because the
Choice.
second I
What's Players Choice?
it's a platform where they talk basketball and like I jump on here and we talk basketball, but they never talk Knicks. So when I
Right.
jump on and I start talking about Knicks,
Yeah,
they look
like
at me and say, "Whoa,
they
he
never
actually knows
took Knicks
basketball."
at all. Like they be downplaying the Knicks at like yo, like they like be the bottom feeders. Like yo, it's like yo, and this he the only one that just like out of nowhere just be pulling up, just repping for us. Like
It's
no
bad
one
too
else
because
be in the chat be just saying stuff.
we had a guy who was a Knicks fan on that show. He literally said after the Knicks lost to Miami, he became a Miami fan. And I looked at him, I said, Joe, if I ever see this guy on the show again, I will slap him. Like, the
Like
thing
that's
is
crazy,
everybody
man.
hates the Knicks because of the media. They don't even
Yo,
really know about the team. They don't know, like, they hate on Mitchell. They hate Randle because they think he's garbage. They hate everything about him, but they don't know their game. They're just going off of what their media takes on. So, yeah, I'll be on
Right.
other shows before protecting Knicks. PC ain't the only one. I'll be on Mars. I'll be on a lot of channels talking Knicks because that's what I am. I'm a Knicks fan.
I might have to check them out, man. I might have to go
yeah,
over and
man.
check
That's
them
They
out,
crazy
man.
though. They do some. They're the younger generation with all the numbers and
yeah.
accolades and talking about percentage of this and that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with the game. I'm like, if you take the ball and you take it to the hoop and you get a foul and you make the free throw, that's 3 points. That's a lot better than me standing there trying to make 2 3 pointers. Like the way they analyze the game is the whole new system. So I don't like
No, but
that. But
what's the older guy?
Chilltown,
Oh,
yeah,
Chill Town.
Chill,
Yeah, that's him.
yeah. He old school. I like him. He can
Oh, he
understand.
be over here.
He do?
Yeah, he be in the chat sometime.
Oh yeah, so
Oh
then him, yeah.
damn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
he
didn't even
was.
know
Yeah, he
that.
came. Because he came over. He asked me where I was from. I told him I went to Dickinson. I used to
Mm-hmm.
live on Van Nostrand. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
a
like,
Jersey cat.
yeah. So I might
Yeah.
have to go over there and check them out. Would you say
He's
the number of it is?
actually PC. It's called. They come on at like. Well, for you it'll be 11. There's PC. Just
Somebody
type
at
in
night?
PC.
No, in the
It's
morning.
afternoon.
Okay.
It's like from. They have like all types of stuff. It's just called PC. But he actually Shaq's cousin. So yeah, he had Shaq on the show, and like we all talked to him. Like yeah, he's pretty good peeps. But
Okay.
him and like one other person I really vibe with, but everybody else is just like Knicks suck, this and that.
Like
They
yo,
think
that's like the yo.
yeah.
Oh
They
god.
they're bad. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you go one there and you watch any of that takes that I take, when they had a Knicks fan who everybody in the chat was talking hella trash as Knicks fans. I jump on and I'm the only one there saying this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, and I don't like doing it because I feel like I shouldn't be the only one. But when I
Right.
get on there, they're like, "Oh shit, he does know basketball." Problem is, it's
Right.
just they can't really, they can't really sell it because it's not negative.
Right.
Like I came on here because I wanted to hear the Randle slander. I'm dying
Right.
to hear what negativity you got to say about Randle, except for he's missing.
I
Because
think I think we might be all out of it, bro, because we talked about it for like an hour.
oh, my fault.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just got back. I just got back in. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but my thing with shout out to For the Love of the Game. For the Love of the Game is in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's good? For the love of the game. Um, yeah, man. Some of those I might have to come through and rep for them. Rep for the Knicks.
Hey, if
Right.
you really,
And talk
hey,
some.
I'm gonna tell you this: if you really want to be bold, go to open gym. That good luck, buddy. They don't care. It's like they don't call technical fouls. Like they would hit you in your head and be like, "That's not a foul. Check ball." Like
Right.
they are some open gym because they have an open mic where anybody can hop on and drop their takes. That's the one I like.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. And yeah, I'm respect to them. Respect to them. But there are so many different Knicks platforms out here that
Mm-hmm.
that put in good work, that do good work, and have loyal fan bases and all that stuff. So even if I do visit, I'm not really
Yeah,
interested in mixing it up with
No, that's a
people
fact.
that don't know
yeah.
what they're talking about. It's like, no lie, it's like if people from Detroit was talking about New York. You're not from New York. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Don't get
saying?
me wrong. They know
Right.
stats and they remember stuff from like they'll call you out like, oh, you don't remember 5 years ago this person did it. Like they know their numbers, but that's just it to
Right.
me. I'm like, it's more to basketball than just numbers. You guys got to actually understand. Sometimes you're gonna miss. Sometimes you're gonna be having good games.
Yeah, I understand. But if you from Detroit and you ain't never
Yeah.
lived in New York, you're not from New York.
Yeah, like
You can't tell me about New York, bro.
what's the guy the Lord I'm not gonna say like here. I say he a geek.
The quiet
He
one,
he
Mars
just
with the
like
hoodie.
he quiet, but he like a little bit smart, like the smartest one in the room.
Oh, you talk about Mars? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
Mars.
yeah,
That's him.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
He's good. If you want to talk basketball, you can talk to him because I pulled up Henry Hawkins and he was like, "You know about him?" I'm like, "Yeah." When he dropped him and Jordan went at it, and he looked at me and was like, "Most people don't even know that." He knows his history.
Oh boy, we have a Grimes fan in the building. Finally, can somebody come save Quentin Grimes from all this from all this slander, bro? King Ribby, you heard what I was did. I don't know if you caught what I was saying earlier, right?
Nah.
But I was telling everybody that Grimes is a starter in the NBA. I don't want to have the conversation about Grimes going to the bench. I think Quentin Grimes eventually will have a Paul George, Kawhi Leonard type impact on the Knicks at his age, at the same age, right? And so the conversation, a lot of people in the chat was saying that maybe Grimes off the bench is a good thing. I
Nah.
don't know if Grimes off the bench is a good thing. I don't want to talk about that. I think if you send Grimes to the bench, you should trade him.
Yep, I agree with you.
I think Grimes is a starter.
I'm not even just saying that. I'm just saying his defense presence early, his defense ability, his ability to get fouls, the way he's able to score freely, like in the beginning of the games, can set the tone for the game. So Grimes got some skills.
Somebody told me on a telephone call that Quentin Grimes is Reggie Bullock. On a telephone call, chopping it up with my people, somebody told me on a call that Quentin Grimes is Reggie Bullock. And so that's why I'm saying sometimes we just go over the top with some of the things that we say, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you frustrated, say I'm frustrated, right? If you frustrated that Quentin Grimes hadn't broken out yet, just say you frustrated that Quentin Grimes hadn't broken out yet. But when you call Quentin Grimes Reggie Bullock, that's wild OD, bro. Right? That's like not getting out your car at Cheesecake Factory, bro. That's what that's like. You know what I'm saying?
I think Grimes, if he had a little bit like a lot better offense, I think he would be a sneaky Joe Dumars, like a lower ceiling Dumars. The way he could play defense, the way he could contribute, the way he could impact. and just go out and drop maybe 20, 25. I think he could do that, but he has to get that offense up. I like Grimes. Grimes, Quickly, and RJ are my three dark horses. We need one of those three to step up to be our second, and let Randle fall back to third.
Right. And hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Just a minute. I've been saying this since the spring that my belief is that Quentin Grimes in due time will have a Paul George, Kawhi Leonard type impact on this team in due time. But if you ever put food in the microwave and then your food was dry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you try to cook it too fast, bro, it's gonna be whack. Cat's telling me that Quentin Grimes is Reggie Bullock. Y'all need to stop, bro. This ain't even funny. You know what I'm saying?
And why y'all hating so much on our own players? Like, I never understood that. These are our guys that are
Yo,
gonna take us
me
to the
neither.
championship. When we
Like,
get like, let's just say if we were to win a
yo,
championship, like people don't remember that we keep receipts. This thing is recorded. You guys saying that all these players were trash. Like,
yo.
how you don't have faith in the team you root for, but you still rooting for them?
Right. Right.
Like for me, I love Grunt. I love all our young guys. The problem is the money. I don't want to get rid of RJ. I don't want to get rid of nobody. I want to keep this team exactly the way it is. Maybe add, like I said, a Herb Jones. Nas Reed already signed with the Timberwolves. Maybe find somebody. I wanted Prince, but he signed with the Lakers for a 1-year deal. We need somebody to cover up with Randle. Because, like, when Randle's doing what he's doing now, hey, Randle, take a break. We're going to put somebody else in. I'm being serious, yo. I'm surprised he's averaging this many rebounds and
Nah,
this
we
many
need a
assists.
we need a Taj back, man.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Taj Gibson. Ooh.
I would
Yeah.
have traded Evan Fournier for Taj Gibson, bro.
Ooh. That's actually a good. Nah, that's good. That's perfect. Because then you could either.
No, because they salary don't match.
Yeah.
What you mean? I thought Taj Gibson was like 8
Nah,
mil and
nah,
Fournier
I
was
don't know. He
12.
make like $1 million.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these salaries are way off.
Well,
Like
Their
the
salaries are
Wizards.
way
Grimes
off.
making like 1.2 mil or something like that, and Hartenstein making like 2 mil.
No, Hartenstein make like 8.
Wow. I thought Hartenstein was making like 1.2 mil. My
Hell
fault.
no.
Okay. See, that's another thing. Like, I really just want these guys to stay together, man. Especially because I think RJ next year, he's doing well now. He's being consistent now. But next year, and I know that's far in advance, I think he's gonna go ham. So wherever he go or whatever happens, we need to be on top of that. Same thing with Quickly, because Quickly came out the first game, did real well. I think he had like 22 points, and then the last game he had 16. Yeah, so Quickly's been doing pretty well as a backup, but Grimes, if he could get that offense going, we'd be good.
Hey, you know what, Paul? This is the thing. I just wanted to say this to everybody in the chat that thinks when I say Paul George, Kawhi Leonard type impact around the same age for their team. I think y'all are yeah. I just don't think some people get it. Right. Here's the thing. Paul George at Quentin Grimes' age shot 41.9% from the floor. Paul George at Quentin Grimes' age shot 36.2% from three. Paul George at Quentin Grimes' age shot 80.7% from the free throw line. Paul George at Quentin Grimes' age averaged 17.4 points a game. Do you think Quentin Grimes can do all that stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Chat, do y'all think Quentin
31%
Grimes
from three.
can do all that stuff?
31% from three. That's like one every
No,
3 3 pointers.
36% from three.
36. I'm sorry. That's like one for every 3 3 pointers he's
Yeah,
got.
he's a better Grimes right now at the same age is a better offensive player. He just don't shoot. He just don't shoot. And then Paul George, even back then, he was a good defender. But right now, we feel like Grimes is a good defender. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even want to talk about Kawhi Leonard's numbers at the same age because they are worse.
Wait, was he on? Was at that age? Was he on Toronto or was he still with San
No,
Antonio?
he was in San Antonio.
Okay, so yeah, that was when he had Tim Duncan and yeah,
Yeah,
he was those numbers.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
man.
see, that's another thing though. Kawhi had a disadvantage. I mean, Kawhi had an advantage. He wasn't the key guy because you had Tim Duncan. So
And neither,
everybody
but
was still
neither,
saying,
but neither is Grimes. That's my point.
okay,
My
I
my
see what you're
point
saying.
is my point is if we stop extrapolating legends for kids and just take the approach that everybody doesn't come into the league as a stud, right? Kawhi Leonard at the same age shot 52.2% from the floor, 37.9% from three, 80% from the free throw line, and averaged 12 points a game. We don't think Quentin Grimes can be that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about, man? We gotta. I'm just saying, if we keep things in perspective, what
Mm-hmm.
the whole point to it is, if you allow Grimes to stay in the starting lineup and just let it grow organically, he'll have the breakout like Kawhi Leonard, like Paul George, like Jimmy Butler, like these. Everybody that comes into the league is not going to be a superstar. Everybody's not going to be Victor Wembanyama. Everybody's not going to be Zion Williamson. You got to let some of these cats get time on the floor and work out these kinks, get some experience. Everybody is not going to be the next such and such and such. Some people need time.
I just think that people
Everybody need
forget.
time. To be honest, nobody perfect.
I was gonna say people forget that Kobe sat for 3 years. And that's what built him to be. He always had Mamba mentality, but that time he took, he actually developed his game to where he never got sad again. Anytime a coach told him he wasn't good enough, he made sure he dropped 50 on him or 40 on him. Like George Carl, he's like, "Oh, I'm a bum, cool. I'm gonna drop 40." Do you see that? Like that is gone from the game because when you got guys like Tatum who comes in for 6 straight years, makes the playoffs. You got guys like Devin Booker who could just score at any will, or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. These guys are contributing now only mostly through offense, but that's what people want. Oh, we need to get people like this. No, we don't, because that messes up your whole chemistry. Let's be real. Look at the 76ers. They drafted Embiid, and then they tried to build around him, or allegedly they did. No, they didn't. They just kept grabbing the best players at the top of the list, as opposed to actually getting the best fit for their team. So it actually ended up hurting them. And look how long they have been like out of the freaking finals. That's just how I look at it. You guys got to give them time because you get in the league 3 to 5 years, you need to develop to get comfortable to see what you're doing. And it's also based off of opportunity. If I'm sitting on the bench for 3, 4 years, how are you gonna know I'm great? How are you gonna know what I'm capable of until I get the opportunity? So if Grimes get the reps and gets his legs under him, and he's like, "Hey, I can shoot. I don't have to look for that extra pass. Hey, I can take this 3 pointer and then try to go for the rebound or get the steal if I miss." He needs time.
Right. And so regardless of what we think, breaking news, the Knicks just exercised the fourth year option on Quentin Grimes. So regardless of how we feel about him, either way, the Knicks are showing that they value Grimes. They just picked up his. I just saw the thing, man. I just saw it. It just came across. Knicks PR just said that the Knicks just picked up the fourth year option on Grimes. So regardless how everybody feels about Grimes, Grimes is here to stay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Don P, salute to Don P. That's our guy. Don P says Grimes can be serviceable like Damian Dotson.
Mm. Nah, I would. Who? I want to use Grimes, and I'm not saying this like I'm only using the name because of his presence, and he doesn't have his defensive talent. But I want to use him like Drew Holiday when freaking the Bucks won their championship. Like I want him to be like that, just all over the court, constantly up and down, playing both sides. We can rely on him offensively as well as defense. Not saying he has the talent or the skill set to be
Oh,
that
snap.
good, but that's what I want to see.
Okay, y'all. Hey, cover your eardrums. Cover your eardrums.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you've got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's good, everybody?
What's up, Jen?
Wiz, you still alive? Okay, cool. We're good.
She didn't hear
After
the
last
convo.
night, I thought you were going missing a couple of days. I'm just
She
saying.
didn't hear the convo. She didn't hear the convo. She was just calling me to come in the house and move some stuff for her.
Okay.
By the way, I'm gentleman. I'm in it's called Beverly Hills, California. You know,
Come on, man. Nobody.
9021, no, really?
Yeah.
we're looking at a few multi-million-dollar buildings within the block. Let's say easily 10 million is the cheapest one here. Easily 10 mil. That's how we roll in the Cali. I'm gonna look at one of them, see which one I want to pick up for fun.
Okay. Okay.
My bachelor pad.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
After the
was gonna say,
convo last night, if she hears the convo, I'm gonna use a bachelor pad.
Yes, yes.
I'm coming on with some fire though, man. I'm coming on with some fire. I just heard they signing up, to pick up the option of Quentin Grimes. But I got some smoke for somebody, man. For anyone who says Grimes just needs more time and more reps, and that Randle can't really get a shot because he's on the team focus and getting plays run for him, and come back and diss my boy Deuce and even my former boy Obi when they didn't get no plays ran for them, they didn't get enough reps, and you're gonna give them smoke. I said give everybody smoke if you're gonna do that. I'm not saying that Randle, shouldn't get some smoke. I'm saying I don't agree Randle should get some smoke. I think he's adjusted. I think what your theory, Freezie, is
Wiz, you
probably
are
accurate.
a troublemaker. Wiz, you are a habitual troublemaker, bro.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah.
you didn't even throw the grenade in the room. You blew up a nuclear bomb in the room. You pressed the button and walked out. You didn't even throw the grenade. You just like, nope.
Boom. And by the way, my things are loud enough, Freezie. I need to be louder. I'm Jamaican, man. I need to be louder, man. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
got you.
Okay.
I got you. Let me
So
hey,
anyway.
let me salute the guys real quick.
Yes.
And Hartwell and Ron from Mill State Fans.
Oh snap! I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh man, we got royalty in the house. Talking
royalty
about
in the building.
Damn.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's good, boss?
Salute.
How you doing, man?
Salute to the panel.
So you've been busy.
Nah, just same old work. You know how it is. We wasn't really online, so once we went back, I started coming back online.
Okay.
Like jumping on shows. Shout out to everybody in the chat and the panel. I just wanted to say, in reference to that comment, if it's okay, because sometimes when you try to explain in the chat, you don't understand. Right. He was saying that the comparison with the Grimes, even though I don't really care about the comparison, because the players are different in the comparison, right. But it is a lot of truth in the comparison. And why I said Grimes would deserve credit to the comment you posted, what he said, because on a harder team, it will be harder for a person to excel or to do better. I mean, excuse me, not on the harder, on the worst team, I meant to say, because the Spurs had a better team, so you're around better players and you learn it. So right. You got to give the players that's putting these good numbers out on this team, on this type of team, more credit. And that's why I said it when last season, when it comes to the RJs of different players' numbers before their contracts even kicked in, Knicks fans just tore them down, not really knowing that the players that they say they want, what their numbers were early on in their career. And that's what Freezie's trying to explain. That take time, and we just don't think about that. We expect these players just to be on that level. He can't guard Brandon Ingram right now. That's just what it is. At one point, dudes was doing that to Brandon Ingram, if you remember. So that's really what I wanted to say to clear that
That's
up.
just a fact, though. That's yeah.
Yeah, because even Brandon Ingram
But the
look like
plays
he
are
might be
bad
a better.
comparison. Excuse me, Freeze. I just wanted to clear that too. Sometimes the plays are bad comparison, Freeze, so they don't get your point. Because that player we speaking of may have to still accomplish to achieve where those players are. You know what I mean? Like some of the Randle slander, because he has to still overcome that. So a lot of young players that we think will be like Paul George or these players, they still have to get there. And sometimes players going through this way don't always come through.
Right. Well,
Because it's harder.
but
And
the
that's
point
the point I'm making.
but the thing to it is we have to listen and hear people through, because I never said Quentin Grimes is gonna be Paul George or Kawhi Leonard.
Facts.
I never said that.
That's why I clarified it for them, because the player don't really matter. Yep.
I said that Quentin Grimes will have a Paul George and Kawhi Leonard type impact in due time.
But to the typical fan,
They
they
didn't hear the
think
word.
that
They
you
didn't hear the word
comparing
impact.
them. To the typical fan, they think that you comparing them to that level of player. That's why I said they will have to prove, even if the numbers look like they look, right? Because the game has got so much better and players have gotten better too. So we have to look at that. But at the same time, they would have to prove to at least become all-stars and stuff like that when you give that comparison. Not saying I don't understand. That's why I said the typical fan. Some fans just saying anything. You know what I mean? So they don't get that. Which that's why I've tried to explain it a little better in reference to what you mean. Because I was saying the same thing. We just said it different.
Right.
Yo.
Can I just?
Hey,
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
let me. Hey, Ron, what's good, man?
What's happening? Hold on. Yo, what's good? I can't even do it. Yo, Hardwell came in with this. I thought my voice was deep. Hardwell came in with the super deep. I'm like, pause me.
Oh well, and vibrations.
Yo, what up, Ron?
What's happening, brother? What's up, Brian? What's up, King Ribby? Wiz, what's good? I see Wiz. You see how special you are. Freezy gave you the remix song, B. You already had a song. He gave you a remix.
A remix.
Nice player. But I hear my dad. I gotta learn some jazz. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis remix.
There you go. Well, yeah, I mean, Hardwell already cleared it up, and I agree. The other thing, I agree with what Freezy was saying with regards to Grimes. Listen, I don't know if people realize this, or maybe it's not said enough. Grimes is our best defender. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He can't guard everybody because, height-wise, a Brandon Ingram type matchup is tough for him. And he's a different type of defender. You know what I mean? Because there's some small defenders that can really
like Scottie Pippen can't guard Shaq. Scottie Pippen can't guard Shaq, right? But Scottie Pippen is a great defender.
Correct.
He couldn't guard Tim Duncan when he was with the Blazers.
Yeah, it's tough for some guys. There are some guys that get moments, right? A guy who, Drew Holiday can sometimes do some special things against a taller defender, but not all the time. He's gonna get cooked too. They all get cooked.
Right.
But yeah, Grimes is our best defender, and what Freezy said, I believe, is true. Grimes is not leaving the starting lineup because he's too impactful on the defensive end. He's too important. There ain't nobody else. Even Josh Hart, we know Josh Hart is a decent defender. We've seen Josh Hart get cooked. You know what I mean? So I don't see him, and I kind of agree with the second part you said too, Freezy. If they do ever decide to move Grimes to the bench and lose that what he brings the starting lineup on defense, then that's a problem, and they probably need to move him because they just don't make no sense. So I kind of understand what you're saying. I could agree with that.
Right, because it's not his skill set, it's the dynamic. Right. And sometimes when we watch basketball, we forget about the dynamic and gravity and things of that sort. Right. Because think about this. Would the Chicago Bulls have won championships with Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, and say Mitch Richmond? No. All those dudes can score. All those dudes are dynamic. and none of them are going to be able to create for another person. Scottie Pippen, however, you know what I'm saying, jack of all trades, you add him, he adds a dynamic to it, right?
Even
You,
Ron
you know what I'm
Artest.
saying? People forget about the dynamics that go into basketball. The reason why you have to have Grimes out there is not because he shoots all the time. Grimes don't average 50 points a game, but you have to respect his ability to shoot the three. You can't just sag off of Grimes and leave Grimes wide ass open just because you want to double team Randle. You have to respect Grimes' ability to knock down open shots. And for that reason, the 3-and-D element of Grimes helps defenses stay off of Jalen Brunson, whether we realize it or not. Because if you take Grimes off the floor and put Josh Hart in that spot, and now your best 3-point shooter is somewhere between Randle, RJ, and Josh Hart, can you imagine what the defense is going to look like on Brunson? I mean, yeah.
They're going to be exposed. And I actually like that. I like that Tibbs did that. He took the veteran to run the second team and is letting Grimes get the minutes right now so he can build himself up. That actually helps because Grimes will be better in the first team than he would the second team. Because if you think about it, Hart is only going to come in to rebound and maybe try to control it, but he really can't control because Brunson and Randle are there, and even RJ's there. So for him to come off the bench, yeah, we paying him 18 mil. I rather that too because I think Hart still rebounding, Hartenstein doing his thing. But perfect example, as a matter of fact, Porzingis. We drafted Porzingis. He got bounced around, and now he's in a situation where Boston, to where it's just the game's just gonna be easy for him. And that's what, like 9 years later.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this since we have a number of opinions here. If Quentin Grimes develops into his best version, what type of player is that?
As far as what number wise?
No, I'm saying you can use numbers or an archetype or maybe even a player. But if Quentin Grimes hits on 100% of potential, what type of player is that?
I would call him like a futuristic Allen Houston to me.
There you go, Harwell.
To me, that's just my opinion. Now he could be better, but I just don't see it because on this team he got perfect opportunity to be that, and it's like he just being what he could be. Even though I agree, Freezie, he's basically hitting the shot and he playing good defense. And you have to where we started from was just early on in his career. What we looking at, even though you got to look at his college career, the whole situation. But I know Grimes' situation. He was projected to go a year ahead of he even went. So people that say, oh, he did 4 years old, they don't know the situation. You know what I mean? Right. So he's on pace, but what I'm seeing, I don't see it. Now, Allen, he wasn't he was better than a lot of players to me. I don't know if it was because I was a Knicks fan, but that's no slight to him saying that. I'm saying futuristic because he got a lot of more moves with him. Right. I seen him do some stuff off the dribble recently. You know, he a little more probably elusive than Allen may be. He jumping and he playing a little bit more better defense. Right. So just to clarify what I mean by it, that's basically what I see. But the futuristic word explained.
Okay.
Let me just jump in and say this real quick because I don't know how everybody else who they can think of who this might be thinking of. I think I agree with Harwell. Allen Houston is the guy at max potential that I think he could be. But realistically, if he doesn't take that next step and that aggression that we need him to do, or to get there, I see him as like a Aaron Aflalo, Wesley Matthews, guys like that. I mean, and for some people out there that may be like, yo, these guys are okay, but they're not that great. Let me tell you something. Grimes isn't even giving us that right now. Because those guys they had moments where they balled. You know, Aaron Aflalo got busy. Wesley Matthews got busy in the league. He's now a journeyman role player that doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he's been in the league forever. Yeah. So You can't downplay those guys. They were very instrumental in helping their teams when they were on their game. So I think he could at least be that.
I got a quick question. I was gonna say I got a quick question. I forgot his name, but he was our best defender. Remember when Jordan came back and dropped 55 on us, and our coach decided to sit him out because he was saving him for the playoffs? He was our best defender. I can't remember his name.
Chris
Was it
Childs?
Harper? No. It was when Jordan wore 45 and he dropped 55 on us. It was it Harper?
I don't know.
Trying to remember. Give me a sec. I'm sorry, but that's who I think he is. The best defender that can score and come on and off the ball. Let me look it up. I'm sorry, I forgot his name.
Oh boy, is he talking about Charlie Ward?
No.
Because if you talking about Charlie Ward, we might be in
No, I
trouble.
was not talking about Charlie Ward. I gotta look it up. I can't believe I
I know what
forgot
he's
his
talking
name.
about. He's talking about an off guard, but I can't remember his name right now either.
Right.
Yeah, he played with us. He was our best defender when we were second in the East. And Jordan came back and they were sixth. And he benched him. This is why I don't like Pat Riley. I can't believe I forgot his name. But he benched him and Jordan got 55 on us.
Okay,
And
so
we
the
ended up
so the
losing the
guard
game.
so the guard rotation, and the guard rotation. If you're talking about 95, you're
Yeah.
talking about Derek Harper,
Yes, Derek Harper.
John
That's
Starks.
Derek Harper. That's
Okay.
him. Derek
Okay.
Harper was our best defender, can score, and also help us out with getting steals and contesting
Yeah,
shots. That's his ceiling.
under no universe was Derek Harper our best defender, bro.
I'm talking about at the time.
No, not at that time, bro.
That's what I remember. I'm telling you, that's what I remember.
Not at that time, bro.
I'm old.
Not at that time either, because and yo, matter of fact, I'll put a rock in everybody's shoe, right? The thing is the Knicks probably would have an NBA championship in '94 if Derek Harper didn't keep blowing assignments at the top of the key, letting Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, and Kenny the Jet Smith knock down threes from the top of the key when that was his area off the pick and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, Derek Harper. I just like Derek Harper so much. Derek Harper, if I ever see you, bro.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, if I ever see Derek Harper, bro, it's on site, bro. And I don't threaten violence.
Be right,
I'm just saying. Plus, I don't like the way he walked out the door and then start talking bad about Pat Ewing, calling Pat Ewing selfish, and talk about sit John Starks for Rolando Blackman when we know him and Rolando Blackman choked every playoff game when they were in Dallas together. And Derek, I regret the fact that Derek Harper even got a Knicks jersey, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just like that. You know how Ron, you know how cats just like Charles Smith? How cat every time you say Charles Smith name, they get mad?
Oh, yeah.
Always an issue.
That's how I feel about Derek Harper, bro.
I apologize.
He blew all them assignments in the finals, and they're gonna talk about Pat Riley should have started his man. How about your fat ass play some defense? You know what I'm saying?
I apologize, for bringing up that name.
Derek Harper be having me so mad, bro. When you go back and watch the finals, Wiz, when you go back and watch the finals, watch those games when Kenny the Jet Smith are knocking down threes at the top of the key, and the closest man there is Derek Harper, who didn't even move his feet.
Oh man.
Okay.
Man, Derek Harper.
I mean,
bro.
we did have Derek Harper when he was like 50 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Derek had gaming as younger.
Yeah.
Yo, here's my take on Grimes, man. By the way, I'm gonna have to go. I'm trying to buy the Beverly Hills Hotel across the street. I don't know if I should buy it or not. I'm gonna put a bid in.
Do you have pink dollars? Because if you got Monopoly money, they'll take it.
Sunset Boulevard chilling. It's only 75 degrees here today. It's kind of chilly, you know.
Right.
But I'm calling Eddie Jones. I'm calling Eddie Jones without the vertical. I say Grimes is Eddie Jones without the vertical. A well-balanced player, solid all the way around, contributed. Made an all-star team. I think he made one or two all-star teams.
He was an athlete too, bro.
I know, without the vertical. Without the vertical,
And Eddie
but
Jones
everything
can
else.
shoot now. Don't forget, Eddie Jones can shoot. People forget
Eddie
that.
could shoot.
They thought he could just dunk and cross over, but he could play defense and shoot now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about Grimes. Without the vertical, he has all of what Eddie did. He had a defense. He has a great touch. He was pretty high IQ. And so I'm saying Eddie Jones. That's what I think about. I don't know why. He comes to mind.
I like that name. That was my boy. I like
All
that.
right. Thanks. At least I got one vote.
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of
You say Eddie
that was
Jones,
kind of
man.
tough,
I'm
Wiz.
jumping on that bandwagon
Yeah.
heavily
Yeah.
because he was promised so much, man. But then you had to play in
And I
front of
love Eddie
Kobe.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to
That's
he
a,
used
but
to
that's a,
break
I don't
people
know,
down.
man.
That's a stretch. Oh damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie Jones was a slasher, athletic. I don't know. I don't see Grimes. We know he's not athletic like that, but I mean, he's
No.
sneaky
No,
athletic.
no,
But the
I talk
slasher
about the
part, I don't really see
contribution.
it.
In
The
fact, he's not
contribution he did.
fast like Eddie Jones.
No, the contribution he's gonna have. He's gonna have the 18 points a game. He's gonna have good 5-6 rebounds, a good 3 or so assists, and he's gonna be a distraction from the star where they gotta keep an eye on him. He won't
Okay.
slash and that, and then defense wise, he's gonna be super solid. Where you don't need to worry about his man. So I think Grimes has that kind of impact. Again, the impact, not necessarily the skill sets, as
Right.
far as the vertical, the athleticism. But as
And if
far as
that's the case,
scoring,
Grimes is like a Bobby Fields. Oh, nobody
Bobby
remembers Bobby
Fields.
Fields. My fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby Fields. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Wiz, I'm gonna say this, bro. It's gonna make you laugh. Every
Yeah.
time I see Grimes play, and I know Cat's gonna be like, "No, he's Klay Thompson." No, I'm just gonna. Every time I see Grimes play, man, I think Craig Elo. Right,
Ooh.
that's who I think he is. Right,
Ooh.
right,
He's a
above
fat
average
pocket.
defender, sneaky playmaker, can play make if you allow him to,
All right.
but always gets the best of defensive assignment for the other team. Like people forget that Craig Elo was on that '86 Rockets team that went to the finals.
True. Yep.
Craig Elo was Cleveland's #1 wing defender, right? And he could shoot the 3 at a decent clip. But Mark Price was the guy featured. Brad Daugherty was the guy featured. Hot Rod Williams, Larry Nance were all featured. And Craig Elo was just like the guy behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, doing all the glue stuff, the minutia stuff, you know what I'm saying, taking on the tough assignments and things like that. That's where I think he is. Now, can he become Klay Thompson? In my mind, he on open shots, he is just as good as Klay Thompson, right? But how do you get open shots? Do you create them on your own, or does the system have to create open shots for you? Right, right. And so the thing is, in our system, Quentin Grimes does not shoot when he's lightly contested. For the most part, Quentin Grimes shoots the ball when he's wide open. And so it's to a point where you're like, Grimes, even on a light contest, you can't shoot it. And then you can, when he's smothered on a shot, he looks uncomfortable, right? And Quentin Grimes will probably take one smothered shot a month, right? He'll force one bad shot a month. But for the most part, if he's not open, he's not going to shoot it. And I know that frustrates Knicks fans. Like, bro, shoot the ball.
Yes.
Shoot it. Because people were telling me, yo, Uncle Freezie, Grimes need touches. No, you need to watch the game. Grimes touches the basketball, right? They're like, Mitch needs touches, man. Mitch touches the basketball. How do you execute a DHO with Mitch if he don't touch it? Right? The thing with Grimes is the other day in the Boston game, they was swinging the ball around the perimeter, and the wing defender was late to Grimes. So instead of Grimes shooting it, he kicked it in the corner to RJ Barrett, who was super wide open, and RJ Barrett missed. And I'm telling you, I would rather have Grimes shoot it lightly contested than RJ Barrett shooting it wide open.
Ow.
Grimes is a shooter. Is Grimes not a shooter?
Yes, true.
Eddie C, what's good, bro?
What's happening, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Good.
What up, Eddie?
Man, chilling, bro. I agree with a lot of the stuff you just said, Freeze. I agree with a lot of stuff you just said, man. Like, I don't really want to put a cap on him. He's one of my favorite players on the team. But like, if we're gonna compare somebody to him, to me right now, he's like prime Courtney Lee. At this point in time in his career, He's as good as Courtney Lee was when Courtney Lee was at his best.
Oh boy.
Right? So, I mean, I don't want to put a cap like you just said. You know, could he beat Clay? Like he does get wide open shots. He's getting some wide open shots this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's ever gonna beat Clay, bro.
You said Corey Lee or Courtney Lee? You broke up. I didn't hear. You said Corey Lee or Courtney Lee?
Courtney Lee.
Right.
So
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't want to put a cap on him, but he does have a lot of people in front of him. Like I said, I agree with a lot of the points you were saying about, you know, like Craig Elo when he was on that team. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough to go around with Randle being, you know, high usage and RJ being high usage and obviously Brunson being high usage. So like, where's the shots going to be around for him? And the difference between him and DiVincenzo is DiVincenzo, you know, he does shoot contested shots. Like he really don't care. He has no conscience right now. He's just getting them up. And he's missing. He was hitting them last game, I think it was, or the game before. But I mean, I'm happy with Grimes' progression right now. Like, you know, right now he's a good soldier, man. He does what he's supposed to do. You know, he's very young. You don't ever see Tom Thibodeau yelling at him for nothing that he does. So, you know, that must count for something, man. Like those type of people, those are the type of people that stick around. And yeah, man, like I don't really want to put a cap on that kid. At least not right now. This might not be his year to break out because it looks like it's gonna be RJ Barrett's year to break out. But even RJ Barrett, like right now, his free throw shooting looks immaculate. And there wasn't a point in time in the last 3 or 4 years that I thought that I would ever say, like, RJ Barrett at the free throw line, he looks comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he's going to knock him down the whole year, man. Like, he looks like he's going to take a leap. And that's a player that has a lot of, people saying that he's this, he's that, he can't be this, he's already who he is. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very hard to predict these kids, especially when they're so young, man. Like I don't know how old is RJ? 23. I always said like wait till he's 26, 27 years old, man. Like you know, RJ Barrett.
That's 4 years away, bro. When you tell a New Yorker to wait 4 years, bro.
But that's not everybody. I'm not like that. I'm a patient person. I'm not somebody that needs to get anything done today. I know, but I'm not. I mean, I'm not a regular fan. Like I look behind, I look ahead. You know what I'm saying? I know how things. Well, in my mind, how I want things to work. But yeah, no, you're right, man. Fans want instant gratification, and that's cool.
Right. Right. Well, okay. I'm partly with you on that. I just don't. There's a. Okay, so basically where I am with it, and Hard will understand where I'm coming from when I say this, right? There is and I'm sure everybody will. There is a difference between criticizing a player's game, like just pointing out deficiencies, no harm, no foul, right? Like you're not like when earlier I talked for an hour about how Julius Randle's shot is off, and I'm not slandering Randle, but what I'm saying is his shot is it looked terrible, right? But I'm not saying throw Randle away. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Even Julius Randle know it. Julius Randle is somewhere right now knowing that he's shooting 27% from the floor.
He's probably in the gym right now.
Well, he might be in the gym right now. Yeah. So when we point out the things with Grimes, it's no harm, no foul, bro. Fans are just pointing out like these things that's obvious and glaring, right? The thing about Grimes is I don't want to throw Grimes away, man. I think Grimes is an NBA starter, right? You need guys like that in your rotation to do all the dirty work that your stars don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? The stars don't want to do all that stuff, man. You got to get guys in there to support them. And so my thing is with Grimes, though, is his floor is so low with some fans that call him Damian Dotson, right? And then his ceiling is so high when people call him a cross between Ray Allen and Tony Allen.
Not even
And
Joe
it's
Dumars?
nah, Ray Allen, Tony Allen, a combination of those two, right? And so the thing is with me, I think Grimes is somewhere in the middle, but the arrow is pointing up. The only thing is it's not going up fast. And I think that is where Knicks fans are frustrated because they need a star, and Grimes has been held out of these superstar trades, and yet he is not a star. So now we're talking to ourselves like, yo, we got to make this make sense. Why are we holding a guy that won't become a star out of a trade for a star? You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Like, why are we holding on to
Yo,
these
that's a
Stan Smith?
great question.
Yeah,
Nah,
why are we
real,
holding? Yeah, why are we holding on to these Stan Smith Adidas when we could take them and trade them in for a pair of Jordan 11s?
Freeze, can I say something in reference to what you said? I agree with you so much.
Right.
I just say it in a different way when I say it, Freeze. That
Right.
it's like having these players, right, and coaching them like they ready to take us somewhere instead of letting them playing through. Now, I'm not saying completely what he's doing now. I'm talking about what I've been seeing throughout the process with all of the situations, the whole what we've been through, right? It's like what they chasing is not obtainable with this roster. Not saying they're not supposed to try and win. So it sounds confusing, but it's the same thing that you're saying. That's the problem. They want to keep Grimes, but want to already take him out the lineup, maybe. And it's not just the fans; it's the decisions that the team make as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? They change direction too quick with it. It shows. Like I use teams like the Detroits or different teams that's showing that they're gonna let these guys play and be ready. Reference to what other teams do. And I'm not talking about now because we are where we are and we kind of did good what they was trying to accomplish. So it's hard to tell them to go in a different direction. But
Yeah,
reference to what you said, I felt like they was doing that to these players, Grimes and certain players, that could hold them back because they don't know that. They have to learn it. And it's not an all-star or a player who's been there in front of them for them to automatically pick this up. So it's confusing, like you said, like do we get rid of him if y'all trying to? And that's why I thought about what I said, because it's like, do we get rid of him if we trying to accomplish what y'all trying to accomplish? Or do we keep him and let him grow at the pace he's going to grow at? Because if he's already gotten Brandon Ingram and certain players even enough to see potential, in a couple years, he will be better. And I think that's what the Knicks is holding him for. But we have to have more actions that look like that's what we really trying to do, because that confuses the roster and everything. And that's just what I wanted to say in reference, because that was a great point, Freeze.
Right.
Yeah, and I think Hardwell, I think what you're saying is very true. I think that's a lot of what's going on with the Knicks. They don't know what exactly they can expect if they pull off the trade. And Scott Perry gave us some insight into that, basically saying that, you know, Donovan Mitchell is not he wasn't at the point where he thought he could come into the Knicks and carry us without having some help. And I think that's why they were really worried. I mean, we already said it. I mean, I said it. I don't know if everybody agrees with it, but Grimes is our best defender. So if you make that move, make that trade and bring in Donovan, you ship Grimes off too. You talk about a soft team. We're going to be super soft at that point. So I guess that's the reason why they didn't do it. And Scott Perry was still a big part of us at that point. And maybe it's part of the reason why he's moved on, because he knows that the Knicks are moving in a different direction. They want to bring in a guy like a Donovan Mitchell or somebody like that. And they're not necessarily looking at the roster and worrying about what we're going to be left with after we pull the trigger.
Right.
You know what? I also want to add to that like at that point in time when we had just signed Brunson, I don't think we knew he was going to turn into the guy that we have today. And to make those decisions and have those uncertainties with all the ones that you just said, Ron, plus the recent acquisition of Brunson, plus adding on a non-defender like Donovan Mitchell, and then losing one of your best defenders, it was just like tough. It was like tough decision. Like you either pull the trigger or you don't. Like, you know, hindsight now, like knowing who Brunson is, like probably we don't care to let go of Donovan. To Grimes, knowing that we would have one of the best backcourts in the NBA. But at that point in time, we didn't know that. Like I didn't know Brunson was going to be. I don't think there was I think it was going to be okay and good, but he's turned out to be a star in my eyes. I think he's an all-star this year. You know, and for the next 5 years, he's going to be a good player for us. So all that thinking has to come into play. But if you're doing a trade today, I think it's a different story.
By the way, correction: Deuce is our best defender. Grimes is our best rotation defender. I just want to throw that out there. My boy Deuce is our best defender.
I love that draft class.
Yeah.
I love Deuce.
Not yet, Wiz. Not yet. Until you tell me that Deuce is guarding the Paul Georges and all these other guys, then I'll say yes. But not yet. Not yet.
All right.
Yeah,
and just
you can't guard those bigger guys. Like you can put him against Darius Garland and he can hold his own.
No. I think if you give Deuce the opportunities, he'll definitely be, a solid defender. And it's not a joke when you hear like Mike Breen saying it all the time, because Mike Breen sees the Knicks all the time, and he can easily say anything out there. But he always says if Deuce played 20 plus minutes or whatever in the league and started for this team, he'd be one of the best defenders in the league. So, I mean, listen, I don't doubt it. Deuce is a monster on D, pause, but he just needs to really figure something out with the offense. We got a lot of these, not a lot, but we got a good amount of these players that can do something really well, but they can't do the other thing to warrant them getting the minutes that they need. Evan Fournier can do something really well, but he doesn't play defense, can't play. Deuce can play great defense. The offense is suspect. There's a lot of this going on. We got a guy in Quentin Grimes who can do both. Not aggressive. Like I don't know. We're stuck in a limbo of some sort. And to Eddie's point, real quick, and then I'll let other people talk and move on. This is another example of the Knicks not either having good foresight or not understanding exactly what they got. This keeps happening to us. We go out and we use the 8th pick on Obi Toppin because he fell in our laps and he was there, because you don't know what you're going to do with Julius Randle. Then Julius Randle has a great season. Now you're stuck with Obi and Julius when we could have got Halliburton. Now you're talking about this other situation with not going after Donovan Mitchell.
Or you could have took that Celtics trade, right? When the Celtics wanted to trade up to 8 to get Onyeka Okongwu, right? Nobody knew Atlanta was going to scoop in, right? This is before Atlanta scooped in and took 00. Nobody knew that, right? But or you could have did the Boston trade and had 4 first-round picks, right? So you could have, in theory, you could have drafted Tyrese Maxey at 14, right? And left with Desmond Bane, Zeke Naji, and Emmanuel Quickly. And you'd have brought in all 4 of those dudes. You'd have brought in all 4 of those dudes to come off your bench. You'd have had a nice young core. Boston would have got screwed because Okongwu went before that. But if you're a Knicks fan, who doesn't like watching Boston get screwed? Is there anybody on the panel that don't like to watch Boston get screwed? You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, when you're a brand new president of basketball operations, your season is shut down early. All draft activities are postponed because what happens is we conveniently forget that the draft didn't happen in June. That draft happened in November. Right? You remember that, right? Remember the draft was in November because of COVID? So now you got like 3 or 4 extra months to do prep work. If you were set on Obi in June, why not use the rest of that summer to evaluate the rest of the prospects? Right?
Yeah.
You want to leave the draft with Obi and Tyrese Maxey, right? Tibbs and his staff wanted Emmanuel Quickly. You could have left that draft with Zeke Naji and Quickly and Maxey and Desmond Bane. And I know y'all don't like Desmond Bane, and I know y'all don't like Zeke Naji. Yeah, we don't like bigs that can shoot the 3, right? We don't like power forwards of the bench that can shoot the 3, right?
No,
We
I
don't
like
like
Desmond
we don't
Bain.
like tough-minded fours that can play the center with an attitude, right? We don't like guys like that.
I do.
We like the church guys. We like, you know what I'm saying? We like the guys that are, great in interviews. Like, look, Hollywood, I'm smiling. We like guys like that, right? But if the Knicks would have left with Desmond,
Obadiah, Jericho, Emmanuel.
yeah, 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 yeah.
The
The
Bible
Knicks could have,
study, the Bible study guys.
yes, we could have legit took the Boston trade, right? Boston would have got screwed. They probably would have took Obi at that spot, right? We'd have had Bain, Maxey, Quickly, Zeke, Najee. And I know some of these names are unfamiliar. I think the most popular name out of that group is probably Maxey because we see him more, right? But bro, we could have had a young core in place to not only maybe look at the future, but I think the trade for Donovan Mitchell, that trade packet for Donovan Mitchell, would have been looking extra tight if we still wanted Spider.
I
You
don't
know
think
what I'm
we
saying?
needed him if he
And
had
I
Bane.
think Maxi and Quickly example is just comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Even Quickly playing better defense. So I always compare those players. And I look at that, you know what I mean, a lot. It's the team with a lot of
But
confusion.
Will, what about your? But what about a new organ? What about keeping your options open, though, bro?
I understand that, and I feel like what the Knicks did, what they did was they tried to keep their option open and fill the spots in a void of because we needed more players who bring intangibles like Hart and DD. So I kind of understood it, but we need more. We need more defensive players. We need more players that is going to guard the ball up, hustle for the rock, earn the minutes. We need to just put that. A lot of coaches is doing that now. Even though I want to give Tibbs some credit, I seen him sit Brunson, I seen him sit players, and I think that's what you need to hold everybody accountable. So now they know they just can't do whatever they want,
right?
Because it don't really sit right with a team and building a team, a winning team. You know what I'm saying? Just letting them play through mistakes, and he's supposed to already be better than that. That's like we be up here knocking players only got a few years in, like you said, the Grimes and those are young players, right? And letting the Randle and those guys get away. Not saying you got to dog them, but this is where our young guys learning from. I watched the last game. He threw the ball away from the Pelicans, then let Zion get a tap right behind him. It's a lot of stuff that make the young players say, look what he doing, and they don't say nothing. So that's just one example on.
I just think it's.
And I gave Tibbs credit first.
I just think it's Randle. I think he let Randle get away because the past few years, if you watch Derrick Rose, like Derrick Rose would make a mistake, he'll snatch Derrick Rose's ass out the game so fast and wouldn't play Derrick Rose for like another 3 weeks. And then now Derrick Rose is getting run with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, I think
if you watch Fournier, right? You watch Fournier. Fournier will have a lapse on defense, and Tibbs will have the quickest hook you ever see. Nerlens Noel. Remember, Nerlens Noel was not catching passes under the basket. Tibbs took him out and sat him for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And nobody said anything about Nerlens Noel getting that 3 years, $30 million, riding the bench.
But
y'all remember that, right? Nobody talks about that.
Freezie, look at what you're saying too, though. That makes it hard for a coach, though, too. You got Grimes out there, and you got to keep a balance of it, but Grimes need to be coached harder. So it's supposed to be a certain way it got to be done. And really, I ain't gonna say Tibbs ain't gonna do a good job at it, but it take more than what we seeing, obviously, to have them players really accepting their roles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Letting players more buy into their roles because we already know who's supposed to do what. But what I do see is that from the last point I want to make, I'm gonna pass it right to you. From our heart, that passing unit quickly, that proves the point I be trying to make. Sharing that rock, and they do it well. When Randle had that great game when he just was passing the ball every time the double team came, and he had energy for the fourth quarter to make his free throws and then finish them off. He made a tough shot because he wasn't wasting energy trying to go on the double team and giving the ball on time to his teammate, and they was knocking the shots down. I want to give Randle credit for that because that's a key thing we need to continue to do. And another point I made earlier was the other players see him doing that make other players make more plays that way. and that make us play better. Go ahead, Eddie C.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Now I was gonna say, and we spoke about this on your show. Did you guys see? It was against Atlanta. Did you guys see when Thibodeau called out a play and Grimes was supposed to go to the spot and Julius Randle just denied doing what he
Pushed
was
him out the
supposed to
way.
do and asked for a post up? Right, and Grimes just looking at him like, "Yo, what you doing?" You know what I'm saying? That goes to the point of accountability. And
Yeah,
and if you're a youngin and you're watching the old head do that, that's not, you're not getting taught right there. You're like, "Yo, what's going on here? Like, why is he not doing what he's supposed to do?" And he's been here in the league
exactly.
for 10 years, and the coach is telling him exactly what he's supposed to do. And I've been here for 2, and I know what I'm supposed to do.
That's why I said that the Freezie, it put Tibbs in a funny position because he can't coach Randle the same way he coached Grimes, but that's up to Randle to make those decisions because you got to let Randle play.
I'm gonna say this because I saw not I don't remember that play, but I saw a play similar where Tibbs called something and Brunson and Randle told Grimes, "No, you go over there.
Yep.
You go over there because you're not getting ready to get up here with your shaky ass handle." You know what I'm saying? You already know when they run in zoom, when they run zoom out the corner, you're not gonna put Grimes in the RJ spot because you might not like RJ Barrett's game or the way he handled or any of that. But for the most part, RJ Barrett's functional handle is better than Quentin Grimes' functional handle. They ain't gonna run no plays for Grimes, and all Grimes gonna do is get to a certain point, jump in the air, and throw a wild pass back out to the point. The players don't have faith in that. Grimes has
So
got to prove to
Only
them guys.
reason is his experience, then Freezy, because that's
Nah,
the point
his
we was
handle.
making. No. I'm talking about you just said Randle and Grimes, and I'm saying that RJ.
Randle and
No, I meant to
Brunson.
say RJ and Grimes. I'm sorry. RJ
Okay.
was playing early on all through it, and he just had a chance to play and learn how to handle that rock in those situations. And Grimes still learning it. But
What
the
was he
point
doing in the
is,
offseason though?
huh?
What's he doing in the offseason? That's when you work on your
No, I
skills.
understand that, but I'm talking about from like even RJ. That's why I used the example of him doing it and playing in games more and just having more opportunity and playing comfortable and learning that the good part about Grimes, he's doing other things that the team need because we don't really need Grimes to be. I mean, it look like we need him, but we need him to be ready. But when them other guys get to where they're gonna be, we need Grimes to just be ready and play good defense. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he can't do this and that, but when them guys have a good game, we're not going to need that from Grimes. We need him to stay ready. And what you mentioned earlier was key. He is knocking down that 3-point shot when Randle passed him that ball on time.
When he
Randle's
wide
looking
open,
for him.
yeah.
And if Randle's looking for him, that means he got confidence in Grimes making that shot. So when you look at a young player, you got to take the good and the bad and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's an upside there. So I do understand what they're doing with Grimes. You know what I mean? In that position,
he got to be more assertive,
everybody
bro.
here better than Grimes. Go ahead, y'all.
I was just gonna say
and
maybe
that
they trying to
and that's a tough catch from Julius because Julius be giving them bullets and he still catches them. So he's got strong hands when he's catching that ball to shoot that 3, man. Because not everybody can get that pass from Julius and get it up. And just one more thing before I let it
Yeah,
go.
right now he averages
Maybe
7 assists a
Thibodeau-
game, bro. He averages 7
maybe-
assists a game. That means somebody catching it. Why is it a problem for Grimes? What
No,
Grimes got baby hands?
no. It's the opposite. I'm saying that he's grabbing the ball and he's shooting it.
Okay.
He's the one that's making the shot. Not everybody could do that. Maybe Thibodeau is giving Grimes the opportunities, but the players are policing themselves, and they're the ones telling them to leave the area. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't have faith in Grimes then.
But
the players are policing themselves, and that's the problem.
I was gonna say I don't believe it. I just think that they're trying to get Grimes to build up his own courage to actually be like, "Yo, let's talk." For example, that play you were talking about, Grimes should have pulled he should have pulled Randle to the side and be like, "Yo, Randle, what we doing here, man? You tell me what we doing. Coach called this. Why we doing that?" I gotta say, you see what I'm saying? Like they're trying to probably make him become more aggressive by him speaking up. That's the problem with a lot of people. They don't speak up and they be like, "All right, he's brushing off the coach. Cool. I'm going to go figure out how to do something else to still be effective. Let's talk after the game and let's actually scheme it out." That's what I think that they're doing because if you look at where Randle came from, and I hate using Kobe, but Kobe was his teammate, and Kobe would be like, "Y'all suck, y'all stupid, y'all soft." Maybe that's the only way that Randle and Brunson. You
I
see what I'm
think
saying?
I
Like,
think
yo,
the
maybe he's saying with his chest, he maybe get more opportunities, and they start respecting him,
What
and then he
happened?
gets the
What happened the last
comfortability.
time quickly? What happened the last time quickly told him something? You know what I'm saying?
See,
It
that's
was a big.
quickly
It was
though.
a big
I
thing,
don't
right?
think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think they said what it really is. It's the bottom line is that if his dribble is shaky up there, then that's the only reason a player could wave you off like that. And it's
Right.
a
They're not
team.
letting him orchestrate, and he
Yeah,
got a shaky
it's
handle.
not about his voice. If you shaky out there, you got a shaky voice. How somebody that can't do certain things on the floor gonna have a loud voice? You can
Right.
say we ain't call a play, but plays get broken down, and you're not a person we gonna give it to because you can't create from out in space where we creating from. So that's automatically a problem. You got to break that down of if you're on a team with me and I know you can't do nothing from here, right? Regardless what the coach
Because
called.
you ain't never seen it. You
Brian
ain't
Townsend,
never seen it.
I'm waving you off.
Right.
You know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just real. That ain't personal.
So
That ain't even a play no more. Go ahead, Freeze. My bad.
so
Right. Yeah.
piggybacking on
Bye.
Just really quick. Just really quick. We have been breaking down. Myself and IKBM Dre have been looking at the games, right? Breaking down like the sets, right? We saw in the Boston preseason game where Grimes scored 27. They were running all of the Zach LaVine plays for Grimes, right? Pinning down, letting Grimes come around the corner, letting him get to the elbow to facilitate. And if it's not there, then pass it out, reset, come back up, and somebody set him screen for him to shoot. All the Zach LaVine stuff, right? Right? They run it. Peyton Pritchard beats Grimes to the spot. Grimes stops and puts up the three and shoots, and it goes in. Right? What that tells everybody is Grimes is a very good shooter, but Grimes is not going to be a facilitator. Right? They did that. They ran a play. They ran it over Boston. They ran to the point in the preseason where Boston knew what was coming, and Grimes would snap it off, stop, and get his shot up because they were overplaying the play because they knew what it was. But my point to it is, for those that think Grimes doesn't get a chance, we are bugging. Maybe Grimes is just a different skill set than what we dream of him to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know how you buy something, you think it's one thing, it wound up being something else, and you're like, oh, well, I like it anyway. Right? That's what Grimes is. Grimes is not going to be a secondary playmaker. Right? He's not going to be a passer. Right? He's a defender with shooting upside. That's it. And we should embrace him for being that. When we talking about Julius Randle throwing the pass too hard, nah, bro. You know? And you see, I disagree with you on that one, bro.
When do we blame
so
you
I'm
for
gonna
getting
I
too
want
many
to jump off
guards
on
with the same type, like, you know what I mean? Like you saying they can't do this, they can't do all, they ain't passing, they ain't playing D. We got too many guards that could just do that and not do what we need in reference to what you're saying. Like players could do this, you can't do that, and then we guard heavy without even, having guards. Like you got guards that's Randle size now.
Right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
Hardwell.
Yeah.
Following up on that take though, and on Freeze's take, and then Ron's take earlier.
And RJ runs the same play and gets to the free throw line, by the way.
And
they
he
run the
makes them.
same play for RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett gets it and drives to the basket and gets to the free throw line. So it's not even about athleticism. It's only about a shaky handle. That's it.
So let's follow up on that take then, gentlemen. Let me ask a quick question, because Ron and I think even Hardwell just bring up a point. Is it our players' skill set? Is it our coaching scheme? Or is it our roster construction by the front office? Which takes the most precedent on why our team has these flaws, these holes?
Is this Grimes related or the team related? Because if
it actually
it's
looks like
team
the team
related, then it's changing
because
the
it's not
subject.
just Grimes. We can pick on something and go, "Oh man, he's
so
not doing
I'm
this."
just asking, if you're changing the subject, then just let everybody know that it's for anybody, not Grimes.
Well, let's focus on Grimes primarily because Grimes is the focal point on this that brings up the thought process. But it can go wider to the team when we look at the fact that why is Grimes in preseason we see a certain ability, skill set, or focus by the coach, but then we know he's lacking So then during the regular season, all of a sudden we can't maximize the
You
skill
moving the
sets.
goalposts, Wiz. You moving the goalposts on that. See, because
Okay.
the thing is, I just explained that they ran a play for Grimes, and Grimes can't complete that package that they run for him when they tried to feature him. He broke it off and just shot over the top of the defense. Right? The skill set is not there. When you say, and then when you watch other people run it, you watch Quickly run it, you watch RJ run it, you watch DiVincenzo run it. They can all run this play because they have a better functional handle, right? So
Okay.
and so when you say, is it roster construction or coach's scheme? How come it can't just be the basic thing that everybody saw? Grimes has a shaky handle. I mean, why are we going? You don't have to go to Washington D.C. for that, bro. My man's handle is shaky.
But the
Right?
problem
It's
is why
not.
they
We don't
got
have
too
to.
many players that can't do this or that. That's why I asked you that, Freezie. It is that his handle is shaky. That's the reason why he got waved off.
Right. I don't want to make excuse like I don't want to fire Tom Thibodeau because he ran the Zach Levine, Devin Booker type plays for Quentin Grimes, and Grimes couldn't execute them. So now we got to fire the coach, fire the front office, bring somebody else in here. When it all comes down to Quentin Grimes has a shaky handle.
No, but Freezie, they got to take blame for having to put him out there because then now that's his roster construction. Because if he's the best, what we have, if he's starting, and what we talked about earlier, like we're not developing. We're not.
What about the other stuff that Grimes offers, though?
I said that. I didn't want to say it like the reason why he's on the floor. I understood that. I broke it down. The high points and the lows. That's why I said we got to give him that because of how many years. And not only that, look who he's out there with. We pointing out things that the team is doing that he don't really benefit from. But then it is some things we talked about too. That Randle giving him the ball. He's knocking down them shots. He's playing players who already went through this, like Brian Ingram, these guys. So we talking about what he's going to do in a year or two, because we confused of why they holding on to Grimes like this in reference to what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying, Freeze?
Right.
But that was your question that you imposed. Why don't we let him go for what we need or let him breathe? You know what I'm saying?
What we need.
It's
Here's
confusing.
what we need. He just needs confidence. This is what I was just trying to say.
But that's the team's fault for not giving him the confidence, or the coach's fault.
No, that's his fault. But that's his fault for not having confidence.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. He needs to
not all the
be
way
in the battle.
Yeah,
he needs
it's
to be
completely
yelled
all
at.
the way,
Like,
bro.
Nah.
You gotta what Tibbs gotta do? Go give this motherfucker a hug.
No, I ain't talking about that, Freezie.
I mean,
come on, the stuff
bro.
that
What are we
broke down
talking
already.
about?
Go ahead, let my man say what he was gonna say. Then I'll say.
All I was trying to say was this: when they waved him off, that shit had clicked in his head. Like, oh, it's like that. Oh, I'm gonna make y'all give me this damn ball. He needs some type of, how do I say this? Like courage or some type of pressure the way he can play better because he's too relaxed. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing Grimes in pressured moments. Like when he was playing against Mitchell crossed him and he got that steal and he ran back on defense. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's defense,
he needs
though.
that constant. Exactly.
But that's defense, though. I can't get courage in the game to cross you and blow by you if I know I can't do that. That's not something I'm gonna get in the game.
Yeah, you can. Because look, all right, this is what I mean by the confidence.
That's
when
the case.
they waved him
more
off,
of that. We see flashes. We brought up. I didn't mean to cut you. We talked about things that we see flashes of, right? That's why Freezie kept saying, "No, don't talk about he can't catch. He can't get by nobody."
Right.
So you talking about a young guy, right? Listen to this. I'm gonna break this down real carefully. I play ball. I'm a guard. New York City. If RJ Barrett could do it, even though I said the experience piece is the only thing that gives it to RJ, because Grimes should be able to do it. But when you a young guy, you gotta have more moves in this new NBA that we going into right now. Right. And Grimes ain't showing enough. He's not. You're gonna have 3s and 4s being able to pull that off. And bop, Hezo go another way. If Grimes can't show me that, then it ain't there.
But wait, though. Now go ahead, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you
I'm
off.
finished now. I'm trying to stay with you.
Now, all I'm trying to say is this. You played ball like you just said. I played ball. But I know that if there's a player who they scheme plays for and he hitting open shots, I'm gonna have to put pressure on him, and sooner or later he's gonna learn to where he can do a head fake. He sees the defender come up, he can get to the basket. His
Let me
handle
ask you a
doesn't have to
question.
be perfect.
Let me ask you a
He
question.
just has to get
You
that
said
in
you
his
play
head.
ball, right? You said you
Yeah.
play ball, right? You
Mhm.
did not have to learn that after when you hit a shot, if you nice.
Right.
You
But
did
that's
not.
me
Hold
and you
on, let me
though.
finish.
He
Let
may
me
be
finish. I'm
different.
just telling you what
Let him
I look
finish,
at
let him
as
finish.
being nice. I don't know
Right.
what you look at as being nice.
Right.
But I did not learn to blow by after I was able to make that shot. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
It don't matter what really came first, because if your drive came first, you already know that. You get what I mean? So when you start hitting a shot, you drawing them out there. That's common sense for a good player, because you drawing the defense. It's like when you draw another man, somebody's open, pass it. That's simple IQ. We shouldn't have to baby, and that's what the point I think a lot of people is making. I'm saying I'm giving him some credit for the defense and everything, for the reason why I'm saying he's on the floor starting.
Right.
That we don't need that much offense in him. So I'm not trying to make it sound like even my take is a contradiction. I'm pointing out why I understand why you're on the floor. But at the same time, if they wave you off and you a shooting guard on a team, that's one of the powerful positions in the league. That's a problem, bro. That's a problem, bro.
That's their way of telling you to step
And
your
I
game
think
up.
that they just saying, being that he can play D, let's hope he gets that. But
Yeah.
it's too late, because you got young guys can already do that and hit the shot coming into the NBA and taller than him. And
hold
I
on.
digress.
Let me say this to Hardwell, because he addressed what BT said, and I just think we glossed over it a little bit. To Hardwell's point, and I may be adding a little bit of season to it, but there is a difference between attacking a closeout and being able to saw somebody up and go by him. Those are two different things. In a closeout, you already caught the ball and a defender is racing out to you to contest your shot. Right? You know what I'm saying? Now, saucing somebody up and going by you means the defender is already there and you can dribble and make moves to get by your man. Those are two different things. Grimes may be good at one of those things, but he's not good at the other. And we know this. We've been watching them for about 100-something games. He's not gonna. When have y'all seen Grimes isoed, took a man his size off the dribble and made a layup attempt at the basket?
Yeah, the game didn't slow down for Grimes yet. It didn't slow down for him yet. You know what I mean by that?
I mean,
You know
in
what I mean?
fairness,
On
let me just
offense,
say,
like, to really let the game slow down for him yet. It didn't. It's coming, hopefully.
He's only been in 3 years. I mean, 2 years. This is his 3rd year. What I'm trying to say, some things people are just
Bro, he
naturally gonna
23,
do.
bro. He 23,
But wait,
bro.
hold on. Let me just say, some people have to see it and
He
actually
20,
be
bro.
taught
He's older than Anthony
Yo,
Edwards,
you
bro.
got the Thompson twins in the league now, bro. 19 years old, could dribble all the way down court and throw it on you. This new NBA we going in, we do not have time to be wasting. And I don't want to shit on Grimes, excuse my language, but I think we got too many guys that's around the same thing, and not none of these guys that we could say really in 3 years, because of their height and because of all the other things that go with it that we really gonna need, is gonna benefit us. And somebody has to make up for what Brunson can't really give us. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive end and on the offensive end, because they're already stacking the court for Brunson. They got people sitting in the middle. Why you think he's shooting so many threes? And I'm glad he's making them, because then they're going to have to, they scouting them. So they're going to have to, try to, hopefully they change that up. They stacking the paint on that man. He's short. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the tallest guards chasing them all around the court. Other people got to help him.
Yeah. Man.
All I'm saying is Grimes need to grow his own. Like, he need to man up, say it with his chest, and develop that on his own. Because, to be honest with you, this is the first time I'm seeing Grimes getting more minutes, being on the court, being a key asset with the starting rosters. Because if you look at Tatum, if you look at Jaylen Brown, they all started. And when they started, they 6 years in the playoffs, they have that experience. They already passed them because of the amount of time that they've been on the court. All I'm saying is maybe them waving him off, telling him, yo, like, I used to play ball. You used to hear it all the time. Hey, I'm open. Pass me the ball. Maybe if you work on your shot, we'll give you the ball. And then go, what? I bet next game I'm out there hitting all my shots. Like, yeah, what you talking about? That's all I'm trying to say Grimes may need. Because there are some things that Grimes do that he doesn't need to be taught. But other things he needs to be taught. Like, yo, sit here real quick. This is what you're doing wrong. You need to learn how to do cut, cross, this. Like, when you get the ball, don't
BT,
do the
he
fake and leave
23,
it.
bro. He 23. That's like teaching a 50-year-old how to drive.
No, it
You know
ain't.
what I'm
What are
saying?
you
If you're
talking
50 years
about?
old and don't know how to drive, bro,
Vince
that's a
I
Carter.
big
think
Okay, okay,
problem.
hold on. You got Rasheed Wallace, who learned
What
how
was
to
that?
play out of the
14.
post because of Shaq. He learned how to come out of the post and step out and make Shaq come out so he can have Ben Wallace down low, grab a rebound,
See,
shoot, make
Again,
only
plays. You
problem
Rasheed
with
also
that.
got
Wallace
Vince
was a
Carter,
top.
who
Rasheed
used to
Wallace
be
was
a
a
high
top
flyer.
player in his draft, and Rasheed Wallace was dominant in the NBA already, and just added that part to his game.
Look at
Quentin
Vince
Yeah,
Grimes
Carter.
is not
yeah, I agree with
dominant.
that, Freezy. I agree with that, Freezy.
Quentin
I agree with
Grimes
that.
is not dominant, bro.
And
Adding pieces to his game.
you have to look at today's game. It's not saying you can't compare, but you have to look at now what the young guys are coming in doing. You know what I'm saying? And even if they take a year or two, think about how many years we already gave Grimes, and we trying to give him more. We just not aimed at you. We just looking at, does this make sense? What they doing, we just breaking it down. It's not all aimed at one person. We all just giving great takes on the Grimes. And I just feel like when you look at what's coming in the NBA, we may have to reassess it. You don't have the height.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Knicks can get Cooper Flag,
Yeah.
or
Yo,
Freezy.
get
knows,
that
bro.
kid,
Yo.
or get that. So Connecticut has a do-it-all guard. If the Knicks get that do-it-all guard and coming into Connecticut, the freshman, if the Knicks get him, we are never mentioning Quentin Grimes' name ever again.
But the Knicks can't get him because they
But you
trying to
don't know
do, they
that. You
gonna
don't
go
know.
to the playoffs, they're gonna
You
do
don't know that,
good.
bro. You don't know
And
the
this
Knicks.
is another good point. That's
The
why I
Knicks,
respect
you don't know this because
Detroit's.
the Knicks have the Knicks have 4 of the top 39 picks in next year's NBA draft.
Jalen
And
Wilson.
two first-round picks
But the
and
Knicks
2
want
early
to do,
seconds.
and that's why I think they're trying to figure it out so much like they're doing, right? Because look, they gave Detroit our pick, right? They took Doran, Detroit.
Right.
Look at what Detroit is doing. They went back in the draft and got the Thompson twin. Do you understand that I've been saying this on air, not just because my nephew was in this pool. I've been watching these kids for a few years ago, and I knew what they was gonna be. I'm saying that, yo, why they trading a pick like that?
But
They'll
actually,
get you
but
and
Hallway,
go
actually,
and
it's a
get some
swap.
of this talent. Now, look, hold on. Let me make my last point, Freeze.
But Hallway, but now you leaving something out. That was a swap. The Knicks have
I
Detroit's
understand that.
pick, and it's heavily protected. It's just down the road. I understand what you're saying
But
about
let me
Durant
finish
and all
so
of
you
them.
could completely get me.
But
I left out a key piece, Freeze. I left out a key piece. The reason why I'm talking about it is because y'all didn't like Detroit. Even me and my co-host. Detroit, what they doing? All right. Look at their roster now. They got Thompson out of the draft, and that's the only example I got to give you. When we was chasing false hopes, Detroit knew they wasn't going to do nothing, double back, and when they got a Thompson twin. Now they got Doran, Thompson twin, Kay Cunningham, Killian Hayes. They got Burks. They got you
forgot Jaden Ivey. See what I mean?
I
was going to say him. You didn't let me get to him. I can't remember everybody at the same time. But the point I'm making is, Freeze, this is what they did to put themselves in this position for the future. Because of my point, I'm doubling down on the talent pool of where we started from. Grimes is going to come in better than that. They're not still talking about giving him a chance to do this after his first and second year. Watch the Thompson twins. Watch these kids. It's even kids that came in last year that's getting run that can do it already.
Right.
And you'll see, like, who is this kid? Who's that kid?
Right. And we out here asking Grimes to attack closeouts. After all that stuff Hardwill is saying, we are begging Quentin Grimes to attack a closeout. This is the thing I'm saying. Grimes is not that guy. Grimes is just a shooter. And he may become an elite shooter. But all that stuff that Hardwill said just now is fact. These kids are coming in younger, more athletic, more skilled, more hungry. You know what I'm saying? Ready to play right now at 19. And we asking a 23-year-old to attack a closeout in a wide open half of the court. It makes no sense, bro. Grimes has got to be assertive. He's just got to be more assertive. We can't continue to make excuses for Grimes. Grimes has to step up. He has to take on the challenge. Grimes has to do that. We can't, because the more we make excuses for him, the more it sounds like the Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, Obi Toppin conversation.
Yeah, he don't look like the type of guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come out there, you know what I'm saying, and get busy like all the time. And it ain't always all about scoring. We know he give us those other things, but this team need help. This team need help, man, with the ball in your hands. Now you got Tibbs going to new guys that just came on the team, but trying to believe in them. You know what I'm saying?
Got the front office searching for guys that play his position.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
The front office brought in a dude that plays his position. I mean, and when we all know felt like we needed some 6'8" wing players, right? They're like, no, the first order of business is getting a guy that play grounds position. And I know it sounds harsh, but they gave an extension to a guy that plays grounds position and then brought in a guy in free agency that plays grounds' position. And we out here begging grounds to attack a closeout.
Shoot, man. I can't argue that because we just gonna be going in circles. But
you know they didn't bring in a guy that played Jalen Brunson position. Y'all ain't see that, right? They didn't even bring in a guy that played Randle position.
Yeah,
they didn't bring in a guy that played Randle position, bro. It was like the first order of a business is to sign this guy that plays grounds position, give him an extension, and bring in a guy that plays grounds position out of free agency. I mean, I like Grimes, bro, and I like Grimes, but bro, Grimes has got to be. Knicks fans, this is the same thing. The same thing, like when we first started this channel, when Knicks fans were begging the coaches to play Frank Ntilikina more. They were like, "Yo, you're not running Frank Ntilikina sets, man. You got to play Frank Ntilikina with a guard that can shoot. You got to play Frank Ntilikina with a this, with a that, with a this." And come to find out, Frank just didn't have it. The same thing with Kevin Knox. Man, you got to run plays for Kevin Knox. You got to get on the ball, man. You always have him in the corner, spotted up. Man, Kevin Knox is a good athlete, man. This, that. Kevin Knox is out of the league.
Facts.
Yo, Obi just, man, the Obi thing. Obi is on another team. Obi is on a different, all the stuff they said about Obi when he was a Knick, Obi is on a different team doing the same stuff for that team that he did here. And now we going to bat for Grimes.
Nah, I'm not going to bat for Grimes. I'm just saying.
BT, you in that Grimes high, bro.
Nah, I'm just telling you. No, this is all I'm saying. All I was saying was Grimes need to find his niche and make it work. That's all I'm trying to say. Maybe his players are pushing him by the way they've been acting. That's all I'm saying. I think he can, but until he shows us, we got to say that he can't.
BT, when's the last time you seen RJ Barrett turn down a shot?
Hell no, man. I see RJ head fake.
When's the last time you seen Quickly turn down a shot?
I seen RJ head fake three times.
I'm saying, when's the last time you seen Randle turn down a shot? What about Brunson? When's the last time you saw Brunson turn down a shot?
Randle is a black hole.
Freezie, right? Maybe they're keeping him there for a reason.
Right. But then,
maybe they're keeping him there to bring a star, Freezie.
I guess.
Grimes, right? Because it'll be easy to sit him down.
Yeah, I guess.
But then you need his defense.
But BT, when's the last time you
come off the bench? Yeah.
When's the last time you seen Grimes turn down a shot? You see it all the time.
I seen him wide open, pass it to freaking Quickly.
All the time.
Got contested.
He was lightly contested.
What did that tell you?
RJ Barrett.
He's scared.
What did that tell you? He don't got confidence. Anybody with confidence is firing that thing. You get paid to shoot the basketball. If I'm open and I know I'm on a team with chuckers, first thing coming in my mind is fire it.
Yes.
I play on a team with chuckers. I'm pump faking and I'm open.
Right.
I know why Tibbs be going crazy. He sees stuff like that.
Right.
It don't make sense.
Right.
But maybe Grimes is soft where he's like, I don't want to piss off coach.
I don't want to do what I want to do. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. The thing is, I don't want to talk about the mental makeup of it because you never know what's inside somebody's chest.
That is true.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is Grimes is super aggressive on defense and he's passive on offense.
Maybe he's just got to learn to switch it. He got to just switch it. I see what you said.
Or be both. And I know being a two-way player is tough. Right. But when we were in Memphis watching Grimes, bro, he was slapping up. Man, he was so physical with Memphis, bro. I thought they was gonna fight, bro. You know,
He's not
Grimes is
him.
so physical and assertive. Yo, when we were in Orlando, the way he was slapping up and bullying the other team, Markelle Fultz and all them guys, and then on the offensive end, it's like he turned the switch off. I'm like, where's that aggression on both sides of the floor, man?
Damn,
You
you
know what I'm
sound like
saying?
everybody I know now because that's how I used to play. I used to play like a dog on defense, diving after balls, blocking. I'm always on defense. But then when they come down and they pass me the ball and I'm wide open for a layup, I even used to kick it out. They're like, why don't you just take it up? I'm like, because I know if I miss, I'm going to get rimmed. I'd rather just focus on defense and let my guys do the scoring. That's how I
That's
used
a
to be. That's
problem.
why
You
I
know
never made
why?
it.
You know why that's a problem? Because in the playoffs, like that's gonna kill your team.
Yeah.
Because one liability on the court that can't gonna shoot or can't hit the shot, he can't be on the
Yeah.
floor.
Right.
No, I see it now. No,
Especially when you got Mitch on the floor.
Yeah.
When you got Mitch on the floor and a 5-man defense only has to guard 3 people, and now you wondering why RJ getting smothered at the rim?
Yeah.
I mean,
I see it.
Not only that, check this out. I got a better one. Your shooting guard don't want to shoot. I'm gonna say that again. Your shooting guard don't want to shoot.
That's in his job description.
His job description is a shooting guard, and y'all said he up there doing the. Come on, man. That should explain it all, bro. When you in that position, you put there to fire. But like I said, he's there because there's nobody else there that they could put there. I think that's the position they're holding for. Somebody that's gonna really shoot that thing, which would be smart if you ask me, and him coming off the bench and playing D. At the end of the day, that shouldn't be nothing hard to figure out.
Oh, God.
I prefer Grimes
what
than Hart.
Freeze?
I prefer Grimes than Hart with this rotation.
Okay.
That's 2 different positions. What, in the 2? You saying Hart in the 2 position?
No. I was talking about how they contribute defensively. Defensively. I like Grimes coming off in the beginning because he could apply pressure to the shooting guard or the small forward. Like when we played Boston, I thought he was doing a really good job against Tatum. And even Hartenstein. Look at Hartenstein. Man, him and Brown were going at it.
In that game.
Yeah, I was
Tatum
loving
stepped
that.
over in the corner. He stepped
Brown
over in the
didn't
garden
want
in that
none of
little corner.
Hartenstein,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Brown was
Off
scared.
1 foot. Off 1 foot.
It's a Lebanese row, bro. Come on, man. I don't want to talk about that game, man.
Yeah, the thing is about Grimes when I say be more assertive.
11 free throws. My bad.
Yeah, man. But the thing about Grimes, and when I say be more assertive, I don't mean shoot contested 3-pointers falling away. What I'm saying is when you get the ball, don't always be so quick to pass it and give the ball to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Be a threat offensively. Make the defense.
Yeah.
You know,
make the
account
defense
for you.
honor nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
easier
be so
for them to
quick
guard your teammates when you do that because they know
Right.
you're not gonna do nothing.
Right.
So can I ask this weird question? I know this is a reach, and I know we're going from one player to another, but don't you think that they see? I don't know what most people see in Ben Simmons, but I like Ben Simmons' defense. But I'm just saying, don't you think that they are trying to make him like that to where he can facilitate? Maybe I don't know. I'm asking, like looking like, hey, his defense helps out, and
This
even
got
on
something to do with
offense.
Grimes?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Maybe they look at Grimes like a Ben Simmons, a cheaper version. Like he ain't got the handle like Ben Simmons.
You know,
but
Ben Simmons is a 6'10" athletic freak.
I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's
Ben
a
Simmons
reach.
Yeah.
That's like saying that's like saying make Ben Simmons Grimes size. We wouldn't even be talking about him.
Yeah, what we talking about. But Harwood, the thing that I disagree with is I don't think Grimes is a bench player, man. I think Grimes is a starter. I don't even want to think about Grimes coming off the bench because if Grimes is coming off the bench now, what is he bringing off the bench?
Just
defense.
defense.
No, I think he fits off the bench because of what the team is trying to accomplish, and I think only reason they can't turn back now because they're already here and they kind of made some strides, but we still have to see what we do this year. So I think if they do put somebody there, Grimes are gonna fit because, like I said, they're expecting these guys to know this, but it's nobody there to really set the example for them.
Okay.
So it's not realistic in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? So if they do put somebody there, like even though somebody said it earlier, nobody really knew what Brunson was going to do. He did decent in the playoffs when Luka sat down. So I had an idea that he was going to play good because he comes from a winning culture of Villanova. You know how to play.
Right.
But he's real elusive in the garden. So that was great for us. You know what I'm saying? But I said this on your show, Freezie. Me and you was live, and I said one day, if that's his nephew, that should have been just on the muscle.
Right.
Like, this shouldn't have been my main pickup in this whole offseason because this is how you can see how it went. That was a relationship.
That's a layup.
That's a layup. That's his nephew. My nephew coming with me. I don't got to put too much interest in that. Let me focus on this other piece I'm going to need. And it shouldn't just been Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's how it looked. So Grimes fall in that situation now where he'll be good coming off the bench if they was to put Spider there or whoever else they fit there.
Right.
Because Grimes will have somebody in front of him. He can really learn how to go by off the dribble, play against them in practice, and, learn from a true all-star that could really dribble, go off the dribble. You get what I'm saying? He don't really have nobody there to really learn that from. And I think we have to take that into consideration because the coaches can't just really give you that if he didn't come there with that already. You know what I mean? And obviously he didn't. He didn't. He took advantage of the defensive niche, which is great. So I think, to me, when a player is not that good on offense, they know that and they put more work on the defensive end, which is good. So they hoping that he just pick it up. But he's more of a backup if you're trying to really win the Eastern Conference in reference to where the East is right now. How Boston got 4 stars, Milwaukee 3.
Bro.
Every team has a few all-stars. So we know we have 2. We need at least 1 more to compete in this new NBA, to be realistic.
You breaking my heart, bro, because I feel like Grimes is a starter, man.
I was just going to say
I like Grimes. I just need fun.
I like him too, Freeze.
I was just going to say his defense. I was just going to say his defensive presence, like they say, if you really think about it, if he's there early in the game, the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game, and he's able to draw maybe 1 or 2 fouls on their guard or their small forward, that's contributing offensively because now they got to take their best scorer off the court. So in a way, he may not be contributing offensively, but his defense affects both sides of the court. That's why I would rather have him start before Hart, because Hart already knows what it's like to come off the bench, know what it's like to be a leader. Like, Hart already got his mentality. So keep Grimes there, let him apply pressure early on in the game, and then rotate him out between him and Hart or him and Sims, whoever. But for me, I want Grimes there early because if you can get 1 or 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes, you done changed the whole game. Tatum was playing with 5 fouls. Porzingis was playing with 5 fouls. Like, that's what you want. And they're getting, and this is the third quarter, they're playing 5 fouls in. We didn't act on it, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I would rather have Grimes than Hart. Don't get me wrong. Hart is a better overall fit for the team. But for me, if Grimes could stick to his defense and work on his offense, we're good.
Yeah, man.
I know I keep reaching today. Today I must be reaching to something, man.
I understand. I just want Grimes to be more assertive, bro, on offense, man. Take that ball to the rim. You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't it be easy, Freeze?
Turn that
Shouldn't
corner.
it be easy, Freeze?
Yeah.
They already stacked up for Randle and Brunson. You know that, Freeze. You said it. Like, that's why nobody making excuses for him. When the defenses know you're not going to do nothing, it's easier for you to score.
Right.
Yeah.
He has the ability, so we can't make excuses for him, man.
Right. And see, it would be easier if Mitchell Robinson was a Joel Embiid type player. Then you could have a Grimes on the floor.
Because he wouldn't clog the paint, Freeze.
Because he wouldn't clog it. Yeah.
And also, he could also
But
help.
Freezie, hold on. But hold on. Listen. This is the problem why we need Mitch. And it's still happening to this day.
I'm not disrespecting Mitch now. I like Mitch.
Right. What I'm saying is, the problem is why we can't get nothing right? Dudes can't stay with their man too bad. Now, when you got one liability on the court, that could be okay. But when you got 2 or 3 guys, and then a couple of them guys could do better, but they're not even trying, that's a problem with me.
That's a problem.
Because what they doing is they putting too much strain on the paint and on Mitch, and this is how we get beat.
Right.
The person that's going in there, he know Mitch is coming. They don't want to get their shot splattered.
Right.
So they're going to just give it to Mitch's man or see who's the open man. That's killing us. And that's how we lost in the playoffs against Miami. Tibbs got to stop just because we got Mitch, letting them rely on Mitch. No. Stay with your man so Mitch could get some rebounds. And there's no many offensive rebounds and everything. He could focus on boxing out his man and have a regular type game. It shouldn't be 10 times Mitch gotta help. That's a major problem in our. That's a major problem in our floors, bro.
Right.
Nobody's
Mitch
being
got flaws
accountable
too.
on defense. I'm not saying no. Mitch don't got as much flaws in reference to this point I'm making because look, he could have other issues with his game, but when this is your man, that's like us as a team, right? And we can't play without the big man. Like everybody getting blown by, but our big man is the one that's gonna make them change the shot every time. That's the only thing we rely on. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's
every team know that.
I was gonna say the problem with Mitchell is when he's not playing against a traditional big, i.e. Porzingis, i.e. Bam. He's playing against a guy that's like a four that can shoot and also has handle. So for me, he's very stagnant. That's his flaw. But overall, he helps on the boards and he helps defensively. Yes, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is the same thing you're asking for Grimes to do, you're kind of asking the same thing to do for Mitch.
But like I'm not asking Mitch to do anything. I'm asking everybody.
Wait, hold on.
How you gonna tell me what I'm asking? I'm not asking Mitch that. That was my take. I'm telling you the problem is not Mitch.
Okay.
It's the players not keeping the pressure from driving the paint and him having to leave his man so many times in the game. If you watch it, this been going on. And even when he was hurt, Tibbs like, oh, Mitch is so much important to this team.
Yep.
We need Mitch back. And that's why.
Right.
Nobody's guarding the wings good. When you're supposed to give more space on the person with the ball. So either you're going to close out strong to make a miss, but then he can't blow by you. You mean to tell me these guys over there can't tell them guys how to guard the ball better? That's simple.
Right.
They just relying on Mitch so much. That's what I'm saying, Brian. I did not say anything about Mitch. It's not his fault. It's that Mitch has to protect these guys because they're not stopping their man. But if they put better D on their man, it would be less pressure on Mitch, and the team would play much better in more reality.
Okay.
Salute to anti-socialists in the building, holding us down on social media. So I be saying it all the time. Anti-social is just important as Uncle Freezie when it comes to this Blorange Tears thing, because they be holding us down out there in them mean streets on social media. Salute to anti-social in the building, and salute to the members of the channel. BT, I think you wrong on the Mitch thing though. Mitch on the perimeter is not as simple as Mitchell Robinson not wanting to guard in the perimeter.
Great, I'm glad you said that.
So the thing is, when basically what we do to teams, what every NBA team does, we'll pull their big man out away from the rim and then run a backside action behind them, right? That puts the big man in jeopardy because their instincts, their spider sense is saying, if somebody is attacking the rim, I should be back there protecting the rim. At the same time, their man is open for three. So now with your big man in jeopardy, what do? Right? You got to have a weak side rim protector back there to cover when your rim protector leaves. Right? It's like when you leave the house, you probably have a security system. When you're there, you are the security. Right? That's all I'm saying, right? Like when we saw Porzingis, when we saw Porzingis squaring up for three, pulling out Mitch, they had Jaylen Brown running the baseline towards the rim.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're Mitch, your initial instinct is to, just like what you said, protect the rim, and like what Hard Will said, people gotta guard their man and stop letting Mitch be the eraser on defense.
And what you just said is key, Freeze, about the helping part. Freeze,
at one time.
Freeze, the helping piece that you just pointed out, Freeze. After he come up, if you go look at film, it's somebody else's job to rotate
to pick up the back.
Other guy. So what Freezie just said is the other piece that's missing to that defensive strategy that we don't cover. And
if that guy is
running it, and if they're running it, the coach is supposed to be saying, it's your fault that you didn't get over there. And Miami Heat beat us the same way. Go look at the film. A bunch of scrambling. Nobody could stop Spruce or these guys that never even got a bag yet. Think about that.
Backdoor cuts.
You can't keep Spruce in front of you.
Right.
Or McDaniel. What's the dude with the head? I don't even know his name. Son from the Lakers now.
Robinson?
No, the guard. The dude with the headband.
Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
You can't keep Gabe Vincent. I'll cook Gabe Vincent right now.
Right now with church shoes on.
My nephew will cook Gabe Vincent right now.
Right now.
No cap. Mine's is probably cap. Mine's is cap. But my nephew will cook Gabe Vincent right now.
I could.
Shit, in my prime, come on, son. That don't make no sense. He ain't getting no bag yet. You can't keep him in front of you. Hold him to 8 points. Let's get to that.
But that's the thing I'm saying, Hardwood. The thing is I think when we watch the games, the casual NBA fan, I'm not calling anybody on the panel or anybody in chat casual NBA fans. I'm saying casual NBA fans watch the TV presentation. The TV presentation is always focused on the basketball, right? But for people that love it, that drink it, eat, sleep, and like with me, I'm watching YouTube videos of offensive breakdowns of every team all the time, right? I'm watching what everybody is doing on the floor, all 10 people, right? And so when we say why Mitch keep giving up the 3 to Porzingis and Tom Thibodeau just let it happen, Tibbs know when they pull Mitch out there, he got Josh Hart as the backup 4, and Josh Hart is not a rim protector. Right? So either you're gonna give up a 3 or dunk at the rim, right? So if you're Tibbs, you're like, yo, I would rather let a 7'3" dude shoot threes from 26 feet.
And it was
I'll live and die with that.
And it was
right, as opposed
from
to
the line
dunk
too.
that's at the rim.
Yeah, but that's all I was trying to say was I agree with everything you guys said. Perfect. All I was trying to say is if that is the case with Mitchell, I would rather have Grimes on the court than Hart. Because at least with Grimes, he could stay with his man. He could even get into position the way he could box out and rebound. That's the only difference between him and Hart. But y'all are right.
I think Hart is a better rebounder than Grimes. Hart, you know why? Because Hart plays the 4. Even though he understands to bang around with those guys, you know what he could do if you put him in at a 3 position or another one of those positions. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with.
And he plays decent defense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he's more experienced than Grimes. And I think the fact that they brought him there is because Villanova, they looking for help. Like Freezie said, that's another cry for help because Grimes can't do what they expected things. You know, they starting to realize now you can't give all these players a certain amount of time. They looking at the talent coming in the league just like we are. Don't think we just saying that. That's their job. They get millions of dollars for that. They better be looking at what's coming in the league and what these kids could do. And if the players they're already paying look bad doing it, that means trouble. You better reroute your navigation.
Right. You just gotta tighten up with Grimes. We're not bashing Grimes and trying to throw him away. It's just like when I was on Randle earlier, people thought I was just like jumping ship off Randle. Nah, I'm saying that his shot is off. He's shooting 27%. If I came up here on this show and patted Randle on the back, knowing he shot 27%, that's not even a Randle issue. That's an Uncle Freezie issue. You know what I'm saying? The thing with Grimes, if we could criticize Randle and RJ and Brunson and Quickly, why can't we say anything about Grimes? People like every time you say something about Grimes, it's like they're like, "Oh, that's my baby." He not out here doing Easter speeches, bro. He a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? We out here protecting Grimes, like say, "Oh, that's our baby, yo." Every time you say, "Why y'all be making me mad when y'all talk about Grimes?" So what? Be mad. I don't give a fuck, man. Be mad.
Damn. Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? We out here, baby. Now I'm just saying we out here. Why are we out here like we out here talking about Grimes, right? And all we're talking about is basketball. We talking about basketball, bro. We not talking about him personally. He's a Knick. Why would we talk about him personally? All we saying is he's got flaws to his game that he knows, the NBA knows, and us as fans know that he's got these things in his game that he need to tighten up. That's all.
I think the roster construction is exposed. A lot of things is exposed now. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all mentioned the OB situation, you know, they kind of bet on certain guys. And if they don't keep getting better every year, even though we still sitting in a good position, then it's a failure because we got too many players with the same attributes.
But then we'll be doing what we've always been doing.
Quickly playing defense. How you gonna not pay the person who picked and got better on defense. Go ahead, Brian. My bad. What you said?
Nah, I was just gonna say we just gonna go right back to doing what we was doing before then. Back in the 2000s, every year or two, we are busy rotating and changing the team because we're trying to keep up with the league rather than actually build around what we have. That's the only flaw that I have with this. Like, yeah, your guys are right. If they got guys coming in the league now doing all of this, you're right. But not everyone's gonna have those style of players. Not everyone's gonna be in the
You know the
position to
key
draft
point.
those guys, and not
Key thing that
everybody
you
can
said
teach
back in the
those
days.
guys. Not
And the key
everyone
thing
can
that you
teach those
said
guys.
is back in the days, bro. You know why? Because back then they shuffled the lineup for whatever reason. But the difference now is what made you say that is because they're gonna look at what's coming in the league. What type of talent? Now, should you try to go for it all, or should you be going in the draft pool? That's the key point. And that's what Freezie was saying about Grimes. Should we give him away for an all-star player to help us get where y'all trying to go, or should we keep him and do the opposite and go in the draft and get more talent and go another way? Yeah, right.
Given our
That's
history,
two different directions.
You
that
got
was a good question to pose. Let's
but
talk
you gotta,
about that.
But BT, you gotta justify keeping Grimes out of the trade, right? Because if you didn't put Grimes in the trade for Donovan Mitchell, and you know Donovan Mitchell is a numerous time All-Star, that means either you have another trade with Grimes in it, or Grimes is going to be that guy that develops into a star, right? And right now, there is no other trade on the table, and Grimes is not developing into a star. So now what are we doing?
No, that means Freezie. What you just said, Freezie, that means no, hold on. That means they messed up. Let's not let that go by. That means that when Grimes was untouchable, wow, what was they smoking? What K2 they was on? I don't know what they were smoking. For real, for real. Because for that to be a fact and this going on now, it don't add up. It just don't. So
but then you
they
can say
gotta
the
be
same
held
thing
accountable.
about but you can say the same thing about our last few draft classes. Most of them ain't even on the team. Most of the people we drafted, we traded them away or they're not in the league. But that's what I'm saying. At what point do we actually believe the system? If we trade away Grimes and get, let's say, a Donovan Mitchell, most likely we're going to have to give up RJ. We're going to have to give up more just to get Mitchell because we're the Knicks.
Nah, he's a freebie next year. He's a free agent coming up.
Yeah.
But hey, we traded for Melo. I'm not saying, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, you see what I'm saying? We pulled the trigger when Melo had a half of a season. We could probably do the same thing with him now because Grimes is messed up. Now we rush it. What happens?
Is Grimes messed up? Is Grimes messed up though?
Cleveland is not doing that. Cleveland is not going to trade him through this season. They're going to ride it out and see what he do. Because Cleveland, I mean, even though Cleveland lost to us. He said he don't want to be there. But I don't think we're going to trade Grimes to Cleveland for Donovan Mitchell. I think the only way that's possible if he just say when he's free that he want to come to the Knicks. And I think the way our front office is operating, they're not letting nobody get over, which that don't have to be working in our favor because they don't got no pieces to be holding on to like that. So what's really what's getting over? You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you got to do what you got to do and move on from pieces instead of holding them and stagnating them because you're not using them right.
The reason why I said all of that was because I feel Mitchell next year is going to be trying to get to New York, and we're going to need someone to back him up. And now is the time to see how to gauge what Grimes really is. If Grimes is a good backup, hey, we got Mitchell. He could be his backup, and we're fine because then he can help him defensively on the back end. They can even throw him in with Mitchell.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying? So now he's getting his exposure before Mitchell comes to us. So now he can see and has to build what he knows and say, hey, this is what they make. This is what they are. That's why I honestly think we don't need a trade. Next year, we need to find a way to get quickly to back up RJ. And if we do get Donovan Mitchell, I want Sims backing him up, and I want to make sure that Hart is in the rotation as well. I didn't like the Vincenzo as much because everyone said, oh, he's a good shooter. He played for Golden State. But for me, I was like, build around your team. We got 7 draft picks. Let's get the draft picks we need. Get bigger guys that can help us defensively and can actually shoot the long ball. Try to get Mitchell as well. Hell, I'll even give up one of those picks for Mitchell. But what's the point if he's going to be a free agent next year? So then you have Mitchell, you have Brunson, Mitchell, and then you have Grimes backing up Mitchell, and he could also be running the court when Brunson's taking a break with Mitchell and him. That's a perfect, but he needs the experience. He can't just come off the bench and expect to be productive and know what's going on. He's gonna be lost in the sauce. But if you use him this year, see what he's like, and get him to grow a pair, and everybody tell him, waving him off, yo, you don't deserve it, you don't deserve it. It'll click in his head, yo, you know what? I'm tired of these cats trying to run me. Let's go.
That's
show.
how we shouldn't even be. Why we gotta wait for him to get to that point, bro? You know what I'm saying?
We have to give him time. We have no choice, because at the end of the day, we've been pulling the trigger every 2-3 years, rushing out our young talent. And most of the talent, yeah, they got burnt out of the league. But if you really look at Porzingis, he should still be here. He's probably the only
but
one.
that's let me speak to
That's different,
a different issue, right? So the thing with development is it's a step-by-step process, and most fans and organizations and players and coaches want to see you get better every day. The Knicks say it in every press conference. Every Knicks player is, I'm just trying to get better day by day, right? But when you don't get better day by day, when you just say stagnant and then you just get frustrated and break out like an anime movie, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic, right? All you want is for Grimes to get better every day, right? And this and the other thing too, I think you mentioned about Grimes is I'm not down on Grimes and calling him a bust. What I'm saying is be more assertive. That was my messaging. Grimes, be more assertive. That's it. If you just be more assertive, the defense will probably have to respect you more.
Yeah, I think it's simple what we're saying. We're not being hard on him. We basically saying that what he got to do should be like nature. It should be human nature for a basketball player starting the league at the 2 to be able to do that stuff. And I think we overlooking the real problem to that, because like Freezie keeps saying somewhat that it's not aligned with what we're trying to accomplish. You get what I mean? But it's a lot of expectations there. When you look around the league, it's serious shooting guards in this league.
Serious, bro. Assassins.
Serious. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, I said this earlier, you got 1, 2, 3, and 4 could dribble the ball, some 5. Right. So if I'm on this team and I'm in true control, I'm basically looking at it like I'm only keeping a few of these guys.
Right.
I'm only keeping a few of these guys, bro, and they got to show me who want to be here. That's it.
That's it.
That's the only way. It's too many guards. The league is Euro big now. You got dudes who could, look around, see what's going on. You got Giannis and them in Milwaukee. I'm not saying we got to be ready. And that's another thing. This is my last point I'm going to make on this take, right? The reason why I think we need to shift, because when you look at what we going up against, and I think teams already seen it the year before because they better at this than me because they get a salary for this. See what I'm saying? They seen what was about to happen. You know why? Because they know about the draft pool coming in from a year or 2 before. Just like Freezie said, all he do is watch videos and things and plays and players coming. He could tell you about the Stephon Castles, the Thompson twins. He talked about them 2 years ago on the show, probably longer before that. So what that's telling you is these kids could do that. And they're going to do this in the first year in the NBA. But we expecting Grimes to be able to learn in real time. This is what we talking about. It's a 4-year age difference. Yes, it's a 4-year age difference. And this is not a diss to him. The people got to open their eyes. This is just where the game is going now. It changed. That's why I say it's even hard to really compare to back in the days, because now a kid can watch YouTube. Technology let kids could practice different ways, all type of stuff. So that's why kids are better. Kids could dribble the ball with height. It's different ways for them to develop. It wasn't like that back in the days. I played against NBA players growing up when I was young. So I know used to have to give the ball down low. It was none of that, blah, blah, blah. Iverson brought that in the league and made them change the game. It was either Harlem Globetrotters that or conventional point guard this for the NBA. You get what I'm saying? Yep. So Iverson brought it in. He made them, and I'm not saying he was the first one because Tim Hardaway had hit moves. Different players had moves. I'm talking about when the NBA changed the rule. They changed the rule after AI hit Mike. When he hezzoed Mike in DC, and Mike was sitting there like, that was too crazy. So that they changed it. That was a carry.
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about when he was with the Bulls?
Yeah.
Oh, he got.
His rookie year, he did it. He shook him up.
No,
with
I'm not.
the Bulls.
When Iverson hit him at the 3-point line, he could have been with the Wizards or the Bulls. I may be mistaken, but I know Iverson hit him with the Hezo. And I know that move because Skip to My Lou was the first one to do it. I seen him. This was before the internet.
And he was 15.
ISA, Skip to My Lou was doing that. I brought that back to my hood and started doing it.
Right.
This
that
is
man was
years
15 years old when he was
Iverson-
doing that, bro.
Years before Iverson even did that in the NBA. I'm just telling y'all.
That man was 130 pounds, bro.
It's basically a fake like you about to grab the ball, but you turning the ball with your hand to make it look like it even more.
Right.
And you bending a little bit, and you just in and out Hezo.
Right.
AI did it in the NBA, and the refs changed the call. So all I'm saying is still to the same point. Like this game evolved so much since then, bro, to where now big guys can do that. You got Pablo, you got all these guys, bro, and we don't have nothing on this roster that jumps off.
No,
nothing jumps off on this roster. They need to hire me over there. I can tell them get some things to jump off. I can tell them
I'm gonna come with you. I'm gonna come with you, bro.
I can tell them they can get some things to jump off.
And I'm gonna be dressed up every day.
They got to get young. You know what I'm saying? Hire somebody like my age. You know what I'm saying? I ain't young. I ain't old. You know what I'm saying? I got gray hair. I fit in good. Me and Freezie going to fit in good. We bring Jay Boogie with us.
Bro.
We going to have an office up there. We going to get it rocking.
If y'all two make it into the MSG, I'm just going to tell y'all, I'll be there with coffee. And
Come on, bro. Come on.
I go with y'all.
Come on, bro.
We need lunch. Call Brian. I'm right there.
I just want to help the team get better, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
I just want to help the team get better. They even shitted on Brinkley.
Yeah.
Look at Brinkley now. I like to look back and look at Brinkley now. Now every player from all the all-star teams want him to train them, and we had him. He was an intern.
Right.
He was an intern, bro, and they didn't want to open the door to him, bro. Think about that. You have to look at every little thing that we fumbled the package on. We fumbled that bag.
It's a lot of stuff we did.
The gym over there that they be balling in, it's lit.
Yes.
That's all Brinkley.
Yep. Hey, so guys, I got to get out of here. I got some more work to do, man. Thank y'all for coming through, rocking with me, man. We're gonna do the Knicks Tonight podcast.
Yo, Kyle, let me just shout out my show. Yo, make sure y'all subscribe to number 4 OUR the Love of the Game. We coming on tonight with me and Worldwide Air and Babe Chanel. Check us out tonight. You know, what I'm saying?
Tyson Fury.
Talking Tyson Fury, football, and NBA.
Right.
So please tap in. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's your boy Hard Will. Thanks for the support. Thanks for listening to us. Dope show.
Yeah, you gotta start putting the link in the chat though. You gotta do the link though.
Drop the link for them to subscribe.
Yeah, that way people can go straight to it.
Freezie, why you can't drop it for me real quick before you get off? That'll be nice. You could grab it in a second. I'll put it on the homepage. How about me? I'll put we can put it on the homepage, and then that way it'll be there for everybody to see it. Cool. And tell them to like and subscribe and what they thought about this show and what take you didn't agree with me.
Hey, quick question.
Because I'll come over there and cook you. Don't think I'm going to just talk here. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, do you like Lara the boxer?
Who?
Lara. He's a lefty. He was a southpaw that fought Triple G, Canella, and he can never get a second fight. Lara. Lara.
I'm not familiar. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Look him up.
I heard of him, but I'm not familiar.
Look him up. Right. He's the only one that came back from a fight after I think he got knocked down twice by Triple G, and he actually started winning in the points later on in the rounds. But then he went the whole distance and he ended up losing. He's a Cuban boxer, southpaw.
All right, cool. I'm a southpaw. I'll check him out.
Me too. Man. What? Okay.
All right, y'all.
Me and you got a lot in common. No wonder why we